Getting a late start tonight. Hello, folks. I had to go do some emergency late night grocery shopping. I usually take my youngest kid with me grocery shopping, and partway through he decided it was time to throw up, and so we had to run home. Left my cart half unfilled, and had to go back. So I just got home. I'm ready to stream now. I put it in. I gave myself a 15-minute window, and I made it in at 9 anyway. So sound checks, if you will. Let me fire off a few rounds. How we feeling volume-wise? How about an NPC to talk to?
You hear about that farm run by ghouls? Isn't that something?
Yeah, those buggers wouldn't join us. Sound is low. Okay, let's see. Is it my sound that's low? Game sound is low, or all the sound is low? Both. All right. Well, then we can just crank that up right on the master here. All sound. All right. Let's crank mine up all the way. All right. And let's go into here. Audio. We'll crank up our master. Okay. How's that? Are we getting better? I can see my sound meter's not going up high enough. Let me crank up my mic. Alright, let's see. Try and get myself into the yellow. How's this? Your voice is much louder and the game is good. Perfect? Okay. A lot of dust under this desk. Okay, well, welcome to the stream, guys. Apologies for missing last week. I got myself a little flu last week, and now it sounds like my one of my kids has got it. So we're just passing it around in circles around here. But if you're new to the stream, we are most of the way done with a SS2 playthrough. We're down to the last quest in Chapter 2. We've got a fairly clean HQ, but not very well built. And I've been on a mission to kind of straighten out all my settlements and get a ton of excess resources. And it's been slow going. The most important thing, though, to know about my stream is I'm really bad at focusing on both the game and chat. So I tend to do one or the other in large doses. So if you want to get my attention, make sure you put an @KingGath in your messages in chat, because I'm gonna fall way behind on chat, and then periodically I'll poke over to catch up, and I look for my name in bright orange. So definitely do the ping if you want it there. All right, so today let's see what we're up to. I think there's a couple of things I want to do. I finally fixed the Ron bug, and in figuring it out, I now know some of the settlers that I'm missing. So we're gonna go take care of that. Let's see here. I know I've been wanting to do some of the main quests, not all of it. I just want to do enough of it to unlock more characters, because we want to send them all to HQ. So I figured we've been tinkering around with settlements for so long. I feel like it's time to do some questing today. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go take over Red Rocket, because that will trigger Ed Rock to show up. And I think I just have to build something here. I think that's enough. I don't remember what I have to build there, but Jason Locrance, thank you for the donation. Glad you're feeling well enough to stream. Missed you last week. Yeah, I missed streaming last week. I almost, because my kid got sick tonight, and I was like, oh, I got to grocery shopping, and then I got a bunch of meetings tomorrow. I was so close to canceling the night, and then I shifted gears in my head, and I was like, maybe I'll do another live bug stream, because that will let me work on patching while I'm doing this. But I was like, nah, I just want to play. Just want to chill out and play the game. All right, so let's see. Oh, I see what we're missing. We just need to get a recruitment beacon here, and that will unlock Mr. Rock. So I won't build a ton here, because I don't want to create myself a triangle of death, but we will at least get ourselves a generator. If I have the resources, and let's see, what do we need? 6 steel, 3 ceramic. Oh, always the toilet shortage. Well, steel be no problem. There we go. Problem solved there. What about cigarette machine? Does that have? No, it's got nothing. You guys got any ashtrays here? Did I already clean this place out? No, lots of steel. Really, you're gonna hold me back on just a couple of ceramic? Oh, my Brotherhood's getting close. What did you find, dog meat? Oh, still have. Hey, and an ashtray. Good boy. 1 ceramic. 2 more to go. Whoa, this thing has... Look at what is going on here. Some of the stuff, they just randomly give you all sorts of stuff. And 4 broken light bulbs. What? Broken light bulb is a junk type? Is this a bug? Or did I install some mod by mistake? Okay, I'll take 4 broken light bulbs. That's very strange. Am I just new to this? Is there a new junk type I'm not aware of called broken light bulbs? What is going on here, guys? Now I'm like hearing, like, what other random components can I get by scrapping stuff here? Yeah, just lots of steel. I mean, we'll scrap all this stuff, because why not? Always been broken light bulbs. Wow, that's so bizarre. So bizarre. Okay, well, I'll take it. Alright, are we really going to get screwed over on a toilet here? Or am I going to... I probably should just cheat instead of wasting all this time. Yeah, we're normally... I mean, last week I know I was committed to the cause of not cheating, and today I'm lapsing. Alright, let's TGM, build this up. You know, we'll make it feel a little better by building a municipal plot immediately so that we can stop cheating. All right, let's get a caravan here. That's pretty much all we'll use this place for. I guess we'll end up with somebody at that junk plot over there. That'll make things nice. All right, well, let's get a caravan services. We should. Actually don't know if we'll get a settler or not because we've already had settlers here before. So there's a mechanic in the game where the first time you build a beacon at a settlement, it'll force 1 to 3 settlers to randomly spawn. But I don't know if that'll happen because I had sent somebody here before. I think Catherine Drake I sent here at some point. Caravan, there we go. Yep, there's somebody. Now, is it going to be generic settler? Or is Ed going to show up immediately? Oh, not enough resources, of course. I'm hoping Ed Rock shows up so I can save myself the caps for from the Ron. Oh, I thought I saw something highlight. There it is. This little tiny trees over 20 wood. I like it. Oh, there's an NPC. Who is it? Just generic settler. Alright, well, you're assigned to the wrong thing. We need you over here. Alright, let's see what if I got enough scrap now. Yes, alright. Okay, so now, in theory, we should be able to talk to the Ron and Ed Rock will show up, but because Ed Rock only comes to 1 settlement, or he actually is flagged to go to any settlement. Well, maybe we didn't do that. I know I wanted to I was going to try and make it so he would go to any Red Rocket, because I know there's a couple of mods that add Red Rocket settlements, but I don't know if we were able to do that or not, because we had no way. I don't think we had a way to detect. We would have had to like manually look up the IDs in those particular mods, because I don't think there's a Red Rocket like location keyword or anything, which is too bad. I've been doing a lot of and part of the reason I wanted to do bug fixing this week, you got like you know, my title of this video about Empire stuff, that was because I've been working a lot on some of the chapter 3 features and mechanics, and I've got one I am so totally stoked about right now that I wanted for Conqueror, never edited in. Finally I've gotten it working. I showed it off on the Patreon, and I just am hungry to work on it more and keep expanding it, because it's going to be such a fun feature. So I was thinking, I almost was like, oh, let's do bug fixing, and then if I go late, I'll work on that in front of everybody. But like, no, I can't do that. Then we're gonna ruin trailer season when we get to there. Okay, now we've got a connection here. So what I think I want to do, I guess I'll plop down a couple of plots just so that the first 2 people who come here and work these plots can actually do something without complaining. And then I want to do, I guess we'll stick this one out here. I want to do I want a sleeve. And that, in theory, could trigger Ed Rock to show up. Alright, come on. I have some, nah, I guess it's silly to have a bunk outside. I got these beautiful 2x2 plots right here. One here. And somebody else can live in the weeds over here. Somewhere. Come on. There we go. With that nice pole right in the middle of their house. There we go. Okay, so now let's go sleep, or wait even is fine. Oops. Alright, let's wait 24 hours so we trigger the recruitment system, which will potentially bring us our unique settler. Short win. Technical answer, please. Why do some quests refuse to complete until after you save, quit, F4, and restart? I don't know. I don't know if I've experienced that or not. I can't help myself, Mod Hunter. I'm gonna risk it. Help defend Somerville. Very unlikely that I do that. Thanks for the offer, though. What else do you see, Dogmeat? Nothing. What do we got in here? Yep, there's those broken lines. Oh, yeah, they break into copper. Okay. I guess I might as well... Yeah, I got plenty of space in my inventory. Grab these things that I apparently flagged for need for something. Okay, we got one house going up. I think this is machine parts over here.
Crops coming in pretty good.
No, they're not. You have no crops. What are you talking about? Oh, I guess, yeah, we got food and water shared from the caravan services. Okay. It's interesting that it took 2 food and water, but we only have 1 person. The person must have been very hungry. Just... Oh, I wonder if it took it because of the Brahmin? I don't think so, though. I don't think our plot Brahmin count toward that. In fact, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of under the hood stuff that Bethesda like doesn't put in your UI or isn't clear that they're happening. Like, for example, if you have one of the generic Brahmin, the ones that just show up at your settlements that aren't attached to anything, they add like a secret +5 food to your settlement. And I don't think it shows up on your HUD. I think it's just used in the calculations. Like, they're just Brahmin give you extra food. It's very odd. Same with the one that I think a lot of people get hit by is occasionally your plot will be incapacitated and you'll find the person and they're not sick. And it's because the base game has a mechanic where if you skip defending an attack, some number of your settlers get put in an injured state. And they just like, they stay that way for random amounts of time. And there's no visual indicator that they're injured. It's the only way to know is if you were to run some code checks. It seems like there was a lot of like little elements in the settlement system where they were much more ambitious when they were originally planning it, and then they had to tone it down for time or whatever their reasons were. Okay, I'm not seeing a new person show up, so off to the run we go. Let's go. Let's pay some caps and get this thing moving. Blake Collins. Well, will Chapter 3 take up the whole modding space on Xbox? Pretty much. So yeah, I mean, our goal is to make it. Our goal is to get it to the point where you would have like 100 megs or so available for those critical mods and like little tiny, tiny mods. But ultimately, even when we gut out as much as we can out of the chapters, there's just a ton of content just in the basic stuff, just like in a few basic building plans that you can use and the voice files and stuff like that. So even when we strip it down to the bare bones, like the 3 chapters, it's a lot of content. So we're gonna keep crossing our fingers that the big update that Fallout 4 has, that they told us about a couple weeks ago, that's going to involve an update to the script, to the data size for Xbox. That'd be amazing. I mean, I'm not holding my breath, but that's a hope. But otherwise, after we finish Chapter 3 and I'm like winding down development, so like we're talking, a year and a half, 2 years from now before I'm done with developing SS2, because there'll be a lot of bug fixes and post-launch stuff that got partially finished before Chapter 3 launched. At that point, then I will release a framework version of Sim Settlements on Xbox for people who just want the mechanics but don't want the story, and that'll cut it down in half. Like once I gut all the story stuff out, we can drop the size of SS2 in half, and that'll make it a better thing for people's subsequent playthroughs on Xbox.
Hey, good to see you again, Cool Cat. Here to buy or here to sell?
Any idea where I can find someone?
Looking for talent, are we? What kind of attributes you in the market for?
I'm looking for someone.
All right,
Strong.
no, intelligence
Here.
is gone. There
This
we go.
lead should get you what you're looking for.
Yeah, I finally
Come back
finally
again.
figured out the Ron bug. So
yeah.
anybody who likes the technical stuff under the hood, the reason that it was showing up is we have 2 layers of checks for when NPCs are available. The first layer is like all of the quests are done and all of the requirements are met from a from the world perspective, and then there's a secondary check that gets done that says, does the player have a settlement that this person would like as their home? And because of the complexity of doing the checks, we do them at two different points. And so Ron's dialogue was only checking the first set, not the second. So then when you would go to ask him for somebody, you'd be like, I want strength. And he said, sorry, the talent pool's all tapped out. That was because the second check was failing. And so now I rigged it up so that as soon as you enter into the Ron's cell, it starts doing the calculation for the second check. So that way there's a chance that it's done by the time you talk to him. And then he won't have that problem anymore, which, as you can see, worked well for me. Yep, there we go. Of course, Ed Rock ended up at Red Rocket. Not crazy. Thinking about a res plot for Chapter 3. Reinforced home that gives a little defense, like a small turret, but needs extra food and water supply. I like that idea. I definitely want to see residential expanded at some point. Like, I don't think it's going to happen for Chapter 3. Like, we've already got the feature list we have is insane already. So it would become a anything extra we do with residential would probably be post launch content, or we have a couple of things that there are folks on the dev team or close to us that are working on stuff that's not part of it's not linked to the Chapter 3 launch, but so if they get it done before, then we'll release it as post-launch content.
Help! Help! They got RT. I need a manager. Are you the manager?
What are you talking about?
You manage the Concord Red Rocket truck stop, don't you? Store number 1518? I really need your help. My pal RT and I were pulling a night shift at the Red Rocket 1409. Some hooligans barged in there with their switchblades and ran me off. But not RT. I thought he ran off when I did.
This is just a gunfight happening all around
Still
us.
at the Red Rocket 1409.
Hold on, Ed. Hold on. Let's not sit here and get wrecked by super mutants, please.
Get off!
Oh. Uh-oh, there's one of our favorite guys. Hey, buddy. Oh, no. Oh, no. Well, I'll take the mini nuke. Thanks. All right, did we survive that? Everything done? Oh, I'm still in God mode. Ugh. Okay, then. Well, that was cheesy.
Help!
Okay, Ed, we're ready for you now.
They got RT. I need a manager. Are you the manager?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Thank you. I knew I could count on Red Rocket 1518. My pal RT and I were pulling a night shift at the Red Rocket 1409. Some hooligans barged in there with their switchblades and ran me off. But not RT. I thought he ran off when I did, but they took him captive. He's still at the Red Rocket 1409. Please, you have got to get him back.
Where was it again?
Doesn't 1518 have an employee manual? All the Red Rockets in the Commonwealth should be listed.
So here's I love that the range of some of our voice actors. Would you guys believe the voice actor who did Ed Rock? I hope I'm not wrong on this. I'm 99% certain is the same voice actor who did Mansfield, which is crazy to me. Actually, now I got to check that because I don't want to like give credit to the wrong person, but I'm fairly certain it's the same person. Let's check real quick here. We're gonna go to the wiki, go down to credits. You guys are probably already saying yes or no. Let's see, Ed Rock. Yep, Uncaged Elk. He does the voice of Knox, Ed Rock, Joe Lawson, and Mansfield.
I'll take care of it.
I saw the hooligans take RT to an underground storage unit near Red Rocket 1409. They said something about gambling and bets. Here, take my bandana. That way RT will know I sent you. If you get RT back, I'll put in a transfer for 1518. Don't worry, I'll smooth it over with my store.
I love this character. This idea that this guy like taught himself to read out of Red Rocket manuals and thinks that it's like that's his life. It's like the Red Rocket version of Mo. Or was it, what is his name? What is his name? The dude who has the baseball, the swatter store, talks about baseball as like a death sport. I love it. Okay, let's help Ed Rock here. All right, good old like. Okay, I'm gonna go up to Super Duper Mart because I'm sure by now the Super Mutant with the mini nuke launcher has respawned. Argo the Ratfolk. Speaking of Chapter 3, how are you doing in terms of voice actors? I had a friend who was interested in getting into voice acting, but I think he only saw a female role posted on the forum. So yeah, I think we have our needs mostly covered. Usually at the tail end of, oh god, what is that? Oh, just a behemoth. Fighting the guy with the, oh, this is fantastic. Did he just one-shot him? No. That was awesome. Oh, can we plug this guy? Hey, buddy. And I'll try and get back to that question and not lose my train of thought here in a second. But first, I want to see if I can get this guy. Hello. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Come on out. Come on out. You just need one little belly tap. Oh, gotcha. Oh, did we draw the attention of our friend over here? No. But we might as well. Oh, God. Still a skull. Oh, God. That running. Terrifying. Tank him, dog meat. You got this. Oh, God. Is there a roof or something I can climb on over here? Okay, cool. I can go down this back alley and cheese the heck out of this fight. Hey, buddy. There we go. Okay, going back to your question, Argo. We tend to have most of our most of our voice acting handled up toward the end. We'll have a lot of smaller roles that we'll put out for, and usually we'll post them on our forums or on our server for people we've already worked with in the past, and then occasionally, if we can't find the right person, we'll put it up on, what is the site? I'm drawing a blank. I'm trying to think of that. What's I can say? Casting Call Club is where we post stuff. If you want to get involved in mods, if you're new, if you have no experience with it, if you know somebody who does, I recommend everybody just go to Casting Call. I think it's castingcall.club, and it's a great spot for people, for mod authors and small projects who are looking for voice actors. So it's a great way to like kind of get your start, get some practice in some basic stuff, especially if you want to actually do voice acting for real. It's a good spot to find projects. And so we usually post on there toward when we're like past all of our major character stuff, and we'll have like a lot of smaller roles, like little, small side characters, either that are, like the random gunners that we need to have conversations with, stuff like that. But because this is chapter 3 of the same development, like, most of our big roles are characters that people have already met, or they're so important to the story that we end up finding a professional VA to do them. So smaller stuff we'll put out closer to when we're ready to release. Which this is the chapter 3 has turned into the scope was like the scope in my head when we were kind of trying to prevent ourselves from feature creeping. Seemed I thought I had it all under control, and then like as development has gone along, it's like, oh no, this is bigger than either of the other chapters. This is massive, both in feature set and in just like the complexity of the quests we're doing. So chapter 3 is taking a lot longer than I expected, which is why I'm actually super glad they delayed Starfield, because otherwise we would have had to just rush to get it out, because we would have made it work. We would have got, if they wouldn't have delayed Starfield, we would have found a way to get a version of chapter 3. It would have just been gutted and a lot more stuff left for post-launch. All right, I kind of want to sneak here because I want to just show you guys like that we have this like whole crazy setup in here for like them gambling and everything. It was one of those things where when we made this, we were thinking like, oh man, this will be an awesome location for Conqueror's story, to like have Jammer and the gang go do a quest here where they take this place over and set up a dogfighting arena. Like that seemed like that'd be right up their alley. Uh-oh. All right, let's see how good my stealth is. Oh, nope. I think they're onto us. Oh, wait, there we go. Dogmeat, I said stay. Stay. Hello. You guys see me? Too late. Anyway, if you're able to like sneak in there, you'll see that there's actually a dogfight going on, and there's people cheering and stuff. It was a lot of fun to set up. Not that we advocate for dogfighting, but it does feel like an appropriate post-war activity. Alright, I can hear somebody fighting. Oh, it was RT fighting. Oh no, he broke out of the ring. What do we got? Oh, straight up garbage. Hey, RT, here. What do you think, bud? You ready to come? Alright. Okay, we got him. And now let's grab some loot. I guess we don't care about stealing anymore, since we just murdered everyone here. Apparently I really needed a fork. Alright, Dogmeat, are you ready to come now?
Hey.
Oh, I guess he's just not interested in my commands anymore. That's fair. Gotta carry around typewriters, very important. Yeah, Oscar, that actually was like that at some point, and I think it actually might still be, but you'd have to. I think you have to pickpocket the guy outside, but I can't remember. Maybe it might not be set up correctly anymore. But I know at one point we did have it where you could just wander around in there until you aggroed people, and then it would not go off until you. I think if you pick the lock to his cage, but I don't know if that's still working or not. I haven't. This is my first time playing it in ages. But I know like these guys out here, they won't aggro you immediately if you walk up to them. There should be another one somewhere over here. He might have got killed by the behemoth. Okay, let's head back to Ed Rock. Oscar, random idea, but I think you should make it so that Dylan, Basil, and Carnal at Concord Fallon's can make all the outfits super mutant size for strong super mutant companion. Oh man, the amount of work that would take. Whew. We actually, it's funny, the person who handles a lot of the technical stuff for our outfits, Beebs, is actually loves super mutants, and I have no doubt she would love to resize more of them for super mutants, but it's so much work. It's so much work. So it would be too much to do it for all of them. Okay, there goes RT. Where's Ed Rock? Oh, just ran right through the window. Very excited to get to Master. We brought him back. Ed.
You did it! I've never seen RT so happy. I don't think we'll ever work off our debt to you.
Who are you, anyway?
Who? Us? Nothing special. I was raised at Red Rocket 1063, at the edge of the Commonwealth. Learned to read from the employee manual. Never met my parents, just had my Red Rocket family, you know? It's why I look out for RT. Everyone needs someone who looks out for them. RT looks out for me too. He's the only reason I escaped 1063 when... Doesn't matter. We made it out. That's what counts, right? Since then, we've squatted and worked at every Red Rocket in the Commonwealth. Never made it to 15118 here. I think RT likes it.
He's a good dog. Smart, too.
Hey, I could say the same for your four-legged friend. It's why I asked you in the first place. You understand dogs, you know? Tell you what, let me help out around here. Star 1518 could always use another pair of grease-covered hands, right? I could work off-site if you need it. But I prefer here. I do my best work when I'm at Red Rocket. So, what do you say?
Okay. Well, yeah, you can stay at Red Rocket, sure. Always remember where you're at. Ed Rock, voiced by Uncaged Elk, written by Corned Beef Hashtag.
I just need to trade gear with you.
Oh, that's not what I
You
wanted.
see a torque wrench around here? You let me know.
Well, let's see what your stats are, buddy. Well, let's see. We got he's a nice middle ground. Good strength, perception, intelligence. So he can operate. What is intelligence? That so like without cheating, like I'm doing. I've got the option off. He can operate advanced power and advanced water. So that's nice. All right, so he'll make a good. He'll definitely make a good HQ staff. I can put him in a couple of different departments, but we're gonna leave him here for now. Okay, so the next character that I think, from what I recall of my when I was bug fixing, was if I go finish taking Independence, I think I've got a couple of Minutemen characters ready to go. So let's go do that. Lean in the Beanie Sue Hacker. King Gath, do you watch anime? I used to watch a little. It's probably all the stuff that's like pretty mainstream now. Like Death Note was fantastic, but I never read the manga, so I don't know how it compares. So maybe it sucks compared to that or something. But I loved Death Note. I loved Bleach when it was on Adult Swim up until like I don't know season 3 or 4. One of the seasons it just started getting weirder and weirder. Like I remember season 1 I was just enamored with, and then. You know, they took it a little bit further, and I was like, okay, I can get into this. And then eventually it just got to a point where I was like, I don't know what's going on anymore. I just don't care. So I quit following that. I'm trying to remember what some of the other ones I've watched are. But I wouldn't say I'm like I wouldn't say I watch it or I'm a big fan of it. But there's been a few I've seen, mostly because of when it was on Adult Swim back when I watched that a lot, that I ended up catching a lot of it. I hear that Arcane. I don't know if Arcane count. That's not really. Does that count as anime or what's the Cyberpunk? I've heard both of those are phenomenal new things that I should check out, but I just haven't had time. Come on, Mr. Marlark. Oh yeah, I was like, why do I recognize this area? This is where we do the. This is where the start of CPD is. No, go fight the Brotherhood. Leave me alone. There we go. Let's see, are these still the same? Yep, still the Hellhounds laying over here. That's pretty funny. That was a long time ago. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There we go. Gotcha. So satisfying. It always feels cheap when I get it on the bats, but I'll take it. It's too fun. Hey, look at all this ammo. All right, I'm still in combat with something. Also, I think I'm on the wrong side of the river. Is there a bridge over here? Nope. Well, we're going for a swim then. There we go. All right, here we go. Man, I haven't done this quest in a long time. Hey, Preston. What do you got for me? Oh, you got some buddies. Oh, we got lots of stuff here. Frag grenades. Look at this. These guys are ready to go. Oh, we got a Nightingale medical cache. That's great. Oh, hey, here we go. Look at this. Cache sponsored. So I think I think this is from the New Liberty Training Company. I think if you invest, then I think that the caches start having more stuff. Stock is rewarded with generous sponsorship from the New Liberty Training Company. Yep. All right.
Hey,
Everyone's here, General. There it is.
He's still flagged as an engineer at
Pretty
HQ.
impressive, huh? Its real name is Fort Independence, but the Minutemen always just called it the castle. Now you can see why I wanted to take it back.
definitely. For 600 years old, it's in pretty good shape.
That's right. They don't make them like they used to. We take this place back, people will know we mean business. Our primary objective is...
You guys think I need to turn up the game volume? I can crank it up all the way to max.
to clear the courtyard. That's where we should see the most opposition. The wall on this side is the most exposed.
Jason
But if we
Lockrantz, I've never
circle
played
around
League of
south,
Legends, but Arcane's one
we
of the
could
best
also
things I've ever
reach the
seen. Oh,
main
wow.
gate.
That's
What
high
are we
praise.
waiting for? Let's just get in there and shoot those lobsters.
No, if we split up, we can flank them from both sides. It'll be like shooting fish in a barrel.
Why not let them come to us? We set up a firing line on this side, and you can draw them out.
Well, General, what do you think?
Guns blazing. Let's draw them
Set up a firing line, and I'll draw them out.
Sounds good. We'll hold back and wait for them to come to us. Just don't get yourself trapped in there. All right, people. You heard the General. Let's move out. Try not to draw their attention until we're in position.
I don't think I've ever chosen this option. I think I always just go guns blazing. Alright, you guys go do your thing. What are they expecting me to do? What is the quest objective now? Wait for the Minutemen to get into position. Okay. You guys... There we go. Now what? Clear the courtyard. Okay. I mean, I kind of want to hang back with you guys. I'm not a tank. Let's see. What's our grenade situation like? Hello! Gotcha. Is that it? Yeah, get up here and fire, you guys. What are you doing? I just want them to take out all the hatchlings and I'll be happy. Oh man, there's one shot and everything. I'll take it.
I think I got something over here.
Whoops, like bounced it off a down.
That's
Back.
over.
That's it. Game, what are you doing? You're making me look good at you. Oh, there goes a finally some firing from the Minutemen. There we go. Thanks for joining, guys. There we go. I like when the AI take out those little hatchlings. It's just pretty scope on.
Nothing to worry about.
Okay. Alright, and then I think we trigger the queen here, right? And I'm guessing we gotta pop all these eggs. Let's head up here.
Looks like they've been nested.
Anybody else? Yep, I saw one move.
Okay, here we go.
Alright, where's the queen? Isn't she back here somewhere? Whoa! Destroy the egg clutches. Okay. Hoping for some Minutemen support here, so I don't have to deal with all these tiny little things. My grenades should. I feel like this feels wasteful to use any ammo on this. Wow, I still got 18. All right.
What the hell was that?
Oh my god, so many of you. Get off. Okay, did we get them all?
Another one for the Minutemen.
There's the Queen. I heard her, I don't see her. Doesn't she emerge from the sea? Or am I crazy? Sorry, dog. Where is she? Or does she burrow? Does she burrow or something? Or does she just walk around the other way? Holy cow. Alright. Oh, this is doing nothing. Dog meat, don't tank. Get out of there. Let's see, how's this thing do?
Come on, Minutemen!
Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Wow, shotgun did some serious damage there. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Yeah!
How do I still got kill the egg clutch objectives? That's odd. I guess I could probably
All
just
right.
take them too, right?
Good work, people. But we aren't done yet. The General and I are gonna have a look at the radio to see what shape it's in. The rest of it, clear out any remaining Mirelurks or else you find.
I should just try and grab them all. I guess healing would be a good idea. Thank you, dog meat. Hey, there we go.
Well, I guess it could be worse. See what you can do with it. I'm gonna go see what else is left around this old place.
Oh, you need science? I didn't know you need science for this. All right. Well, I don't have any aluminum anyway, so we'll just build a couple of basic generators here.
I saw something. Hold up.
There we go. Hey, where are you going? It's very important that we fight the hatch.
Every shot count.
Oh, there's a dead Minuteman here. Whoops.
You okay?
Okay, I think we got it all. Nope. Apparently.
Hi.
Wow, we really did it. I've been watching the Minutemen fall to pieces for so long, this is really something. Now we've got to pay off on what we've started. Bring the whole Commonwealth together and make it last this time. So, you know, back to business.
Another settlement needs your
But
help,
with Radio
guys.
Freedom up and running, we can broadcast alerts to you anywhere, anytime. Which reminds me, I've got another trouble spot for you to check out. We've got to show people the Minutemen
You know, it'd
can
be
really help
a
them.
really funny. I don't know if we call it maybe a April Fool's Day addition to SS2 as and then disable it immediately. It would be a an HQ radio for Preston where he just like radios directly to you with like whether or not you talk to him. And just over the radio, General, I got another settlement, I need your help. Travel to Grey Garden. Kidnapping in Oberlin Station. Oh, this is still showing up. I'm trying to see if we've got any more. Dr. Mari. No, we're not doing that yet. Not doing that right now. I have this one. Oh, I think some of these are just like, I don't think they're necessary for, let's see, are any of these gonna get me people? West Everett's, we still haven't done that. I could go do that just for fun. Okay, so I'm pretty sure Taking Independence should have just unlocked a bunch of stuff. I think Dangerous Minds does as well, so we should probably do that. Okay. Alright, what do we got here? Travel to Grey Garden. Talk to Dr. Amari. Alright, well, we're first going to set up a city plan here, because I'm not building this place. Let's get you guys on the network. Oops, wrong category. Alright, what do we need? We need 4 aluminum. Alright, what can we scrap around here? Where are you? Is Preston going back to HQ? I hope so. Oh, you know what? I probably have city plans locked here until after you do finish the other quest, just to prevent it messing with the door. What are you doing, dude? There's nothing here. Okay.
2 a.m.
Okay, you do you, man.
All quiet.
Oh, here's some friends.
All right. Still in.
All right, here we go. Is that it? Is it over?
What do we got in here? Some free missiles. Oh, look at that. An ashtray. This has become the most important thing to us. We're always short on ceramic for some reason. Ashtrays and toilets. I hope that guy just stays there and does that for the rest of the game. Hey, there's some aluminum. Anything? Anti-globe, sure. Anybody got any more aluminum for me? Let's see how close we are. I did just get that at least one aluminum thing there. 2 more to go. Oh, we might be cheating here. Let's see. Wait, can I just scrap one of these? No. Is it, can I get the aluminum back from that? Then I will happily do that.
Broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain though, even if I do this, it's going to tell me, whoa, look at this. That's a lot of stuff. Okay. Fairly certain even if I do this, it's going to tell me I can't build a safe zone, or that I shouldn't, because it'll block out access to the artillery plans. So I should probably just leave this and come back, and then I'll end up with some aluminum. And we can let Dingleberry over there figure himself out and not drive me nuts from the all this noise. Okay, so let's go to Grey Garden and see. Sure. Actually, we'll stop at the Rons on the way. We'll see if we just unlock some settlers with the Taking Independence. Yeah, locked until after Old Guns, you're right. Okay. Here we come, Ron. Kenneth Creason, been waiting for you to stream so I could ask permission to use some of your characters from SS2 in my fan fiction. I mean, yeah, I don't care.
You've been to Good
I guess
Neighbor?
it depends on what you're doing with that fan fiction. If you're publishing it on Amazon and making a profit, then that's not great. Not that I would be against that, just that would probably give you some sort of like copyright to our characters, which is not ideal. But if it's just for private use or just sharing for free and you're not claiming any rights to it, I don't mind.
Hey!
Hey there.
You won't find a more comprehensive depository of information in the Commonwealth.
Any idea where I can find someone?
Looking for talent, are we? What kind of attributes you in the market for?
I'm looking for someone.
Strong.
Sorry, but the talent pool's running a tad dry lately. Try checking back in a few days.
All right, let's see. I want to
Hey
test
there.
and see
A
if
little knowledge can be a profitable thing.
this is another
Any idea where I can find someone?
Looking for talent, are we?
scenario that I gotta fix.
What kind of attributes you in the market for?
I'm looking for someone.
Strong.
Sorry,
Okay,
but the
cool.
talent
I got
pool's
another
running a
save to
tad
add to the
dry
collection
lately.
to look into the. So
Try
there must be
checking back
another
in a few
element to the
days.
Ron issue beyond what I discovered this week. All right, so we'll do save. Ron still incorrect. All right, I will look at that and hopefully I can get that finally resolved for next batch, which in theory should be not this Friday but the Friday after, barring any real life catastrophes. I might be broke. I don't think so. I've been hoarding caps like crazy. Although there's always time for another vendor session where I can. Yeah, I got 6,000 caps. I am golden. Okay, let's see here. Actually, let me check and see what we're doing before I just wander around for no reason. I guess we can go to Grey Garden. We just talked about. Let's continue some quests so I can unlock some more stuff. So we'll do dangerous. I'm pretty sure Dangerous Mines is one of the next triggers I need. I feel vaguely like the Piper thing. I think might lock something, but I don't remember what.
Now, I've seen a lot of crazy stuff in my time. But a flagship.
I don't think I also, what do you have to do to recruit Hancock? Do you have to like complete all the little quests in Good Neighbor, or do you just walk up to him and he's just like, yep, let's go?
Well, Mr. Valentine, I thought you had forgotten about little old me.
May have walked out of the den, Irma, but I'd never walk out on you.
Amari's downstairs, you big flirt.
Okay then. Lead the way, Nick. I think the big dig. Okay. Not that I need them. The companions, their stats are like super overpowered, so they make great HQ staff as well.
Dr.
And they're all
Amari?
relatively easy to get.
Wait, I know you. You're on the railroad. What's this all about?
You're the one who can extract memories from a brain, right?
Normally, we only allow our clients to experience their own memories. Now, what's this all about?
We need a deep dig, Amari, but it's not going to be easy. The perp, Kellogg, is already cold on the floor.
Are you two mad? Putting aside the fact that you're asking me to defile a corpse, you don't realize that the memory simulators require intact, living brains to function.
You're useless.
Isn't there some way to make this work?
This dead brain had inside knowledge of the Institute, Amari. The biggest scientific secret of the Commonwealth. You need this, and so do we.
Fine. I'll take a look. But no guarantees. Do you have it with you?
Here's what I could find.
What's this? This isn't a brain. This is... Wait. That's the hippocampus. And this thing attached to it? A neural interface?
Those circuits look awfully familiar.
I'm not surprised. From what I've seen, all Institute technology has a similar architecture.
Nick's an older model synth. Is he compatible?
That's exactly what I was thinking. If we are lucky, it should hook right in. But even if this works, Mr. Valentine would be taking on a tremendous amount of risk. We're talking about wiring something to his brain.
Don't worry about me, Amari. Let's do it.
I appreciate this, Nick.
You can thank me when we've found your son. All right, let's do this.
Whenever you're ready, Mr. Valentine, just sit down.
If I start cackling like an old grizzled mercenary, pull me out, okay?
Let's see here.
Argo the Rat Folk. So one thing I was wondering, is it
I
intentional
need
or
you
a
to keep
bug
talking to
that
me,
if you
Mr.
assign a
Valentine.
companion to be a city mayor and let
Any
them do their
slight
own city
change
plan,
in
they
your
get access to
cognitive
plot type
functions
not
could be
unlocked yet?
bad.
No, that's intentional,
feeling
mostly
any
because
different?
There's a lot of
we wanted
flashes.
to support
Static.
people playing the mod and kind of whatever they
Can't make
want.
sense
They
of
want.
any of it,
And we
Doc.
wanted to make sure that
That's what I
the
was afraid
city
of.
plans look the way
The
the
mnemonic
designers intended, and
impressions
so
are encoded.
there are
It appears
options
the
you can set to
Institute
prevent
has
that from
one
happening if you
last
don't like it
fail-safe.
bypassing and you'd like
There's a lock on the memories
the
in the
immersion of the unlocks or whatnot. But we were more focused on making sure that the designs look like the way the
Bingo.
creators envisioned them. Oh, it's free loot. Don't mind me. I'm gonna cure Nick with this.
Tell me you have a way past this, Doc.
Let me think. The encryption is too strong for a single mind. But what if we use two? We load both you and Mr. Valentine into the memory loungers. Run your cognitive functions in parallel. He'll act as a host, while your consciousness drives through whatever memories we can find.
All right. Let's get started.
Just sit down over there, and keep your fingers crossed.
See you on the other side.
Wait, why did you get up? Oh, you're going in a memory lounger too. Okay. Up to Vine County Crossing. Can't in a memory lounger.
Initiating brainwave migration between the transplant and the host. Mnemonic activity coming from the transplant. It's degenerated, but it's there. We're going to load you into the strongest memories we can find. They might not be stable. Just hold on.
This quest leads to like one of the moments where I really wish they would have expanded on more, and they kind of just dropped the ball with it. Where after you get out and
Can you hear me?
Kellogg talks through Nick, it's like, oh, that would have been amazing if that was like
The simulation appears to be
the
working,
rest of the game. Like it
although
would be
the
like
memories are quite
Nick had his
fragmented.
own.
I'll try to step you through
Johnny
the intact
Silverhand.
memories.
Like, it would have been such an
and
awesome.
hope
Would have
we
made him like
find
the best
one
companion
that
ever. He's
gives
already a
us
great
some
companion,
clue
but that would
to
have
the
made it epic.
Institute's location.
Okay, I haven't done this in a
There.
while. There we go.
This is the earliest intact memory I can find.
And that makes it official, folks. The final vote count.
Turn down.
Dad was either drunk or not around.
Remember,
I guess he must have
I know I
run
can
with one
skip
of the
all
Raider
this.
these
gangs,
memories
but
as
I can
Kellogg.
skip a lot of
I never
it.
really
This
knew
may
what he
prove
did.
We've all seen it
disorienting
plenty.
at first.
Don't know why Mom was with him.
This doesn't seem to be
Maybe
what
at some
they're
point in his
looking
life he
for.
wasn't a complete asshole.
There appears to be another intact memory close to you in temporal sequence. There. Let's keep looking. I'll connect you to the next intact memory.
Off we go. I actually really like the sequence, especially like it was really cool to see the very first time. This was amazing, and then like seeing that Bethesda's engine could do some of this stuff, like some of these animations and stuff, was really awesome.
How did you think this was gonna end, Kellogg? You thought you could just fuck with us, and we wouldn't fuck with you? Just so you know, they died like dogs. And you weren't there to help them.
We really got to find a way to. I need to find somewhere to use that
I
animation.
found another
It's too
memory
fun.
to try. I'll connect you.
Reload, kick down the door, spray and pray. That's stuff like this is just you just never saw it in any of the other games. So it was fun to see some of these moments, or the moment with the where he grabs and executes the synths. Ah, so good.
Mind if we sit down?
Suit yourself.
Yeah, we've seen it.
Well, we seem to be getting closer. Try this next one.
Yeah, this one I'm
Mr.
watching.
Kellogg.
I'd actually.
I'm
can
glad
skip
you
this
decided
one?
to meet
Yeah, I think
with
you
me.
can. but this one's too fun to watch.
You're with the Institute. I wanted to see for myself if you really existed.
We do, as you can see.
What do you want?
It's come to my attention that you've been rather disruptive of our operations lately. This must stop.
I do what people pay me to do. If that's a problem for you, I could see only one way out.
And what's that, Mr. Kellogg?
If I'm working for you, there's no more problem. From what I hear, you can afford me.
I don't think you fully understand the situation you're in.
I think I do.
Very well. B-748, initiate.
Okay, so now watching that again, I haven't seen it in a long time.
Impressive.
You can
We
say
may
that
have
they
something to
had
talk about after
limitations
all.
with like what this engine could do,
Getting
because that
warmer.
was
One
just
of
like a
these has
little
got to
too
tell us
slow.
something.
Like it felt a little like
We're running
didn't
out
feel
of
quite
brain.
action movie. It felt just like a little bit clunky.
Ah, there's one that looks mostly intact.
I don't know if
Connecting
that
now.
was lack of skill from the animators. I highly doubt that. I think it was probably just like they had to like slow it down so that the engine could keep up with it. Hopefully we see
Manual
improvements in,
override initiated.
improvements in
Cryogenic stasis suspended.
Vault computers are still working. That's good.
Can we skip this?
Checking through the logs.
I'm glad I didn't have to kill the kid. I'm not saying I haven't done it, but, even then, I knew it was a mistake leaving him alive.
I found another intact
I understood
memory.
that kind of revenge.
Whenever you're ready.
No one better. But I was cocky enough to assume I could
Is that your son? This appears to be a very recent memory. So, good news, I think.
Wasn't my idea to settle down with the kid in the middle of Diamond City. I thought it was a terrible idea, actually. But it was one of the old man's pet projects, so here we were. Me and the kid. Like a happy little family. I ended up kind of liking it. A reminder of what my life might have been if things had turned out differently. But there's no going back. I knew it was just temporary. It'd be back to normal business before too long.
Piper's really done it this time.
This whole setup in Diamond City was part of some elaborate plan of the old man's. Seems obvious now that we were bait for our friend from the vault. Timing couldn't have been an accident. It's not how the old man works. I wonder if he outsmarted me in the end. Another loose end tied up.
How do you get out of this? Isn't he supposed to...
She's right, but
Looked at the kid. Looked at... Can't go out the door. This is just a time thing. It's gotta be...
Kellogg.
Ah, there it is.
It's okay. One of these days you're gonna get your head blown off just barging in here like that.
Minimizing my exposure to civilians is a priority.
Forget I said anything. So what's the big crisis this time?
New orders for you. One of our scientists has left the Institute.
Left? As in?
He's gone rogue. Name's Dr. Brian Virgil. We know he's hiding somewhere in the glowing sea. Here's his file.
Wow. Some heads are gonna roll for this. Capture and return, or just elimination?
Elimination. He was working on a highly classified program.
No kidding. One of the top bioscience boys? Damn. So, I guess you're taking the kid back with you.
Affirmative. Your only mission is to locate and eliminate Virgil.
You're taking me home to my father?
Yes. Stand next to me and hold still.
Okay.
It's interesting that they reveal a lot in this moment with the, it's like the kid, the Virgil for the next move, and the teleportation all at once.
X688. Ready to relay with Sean.
Bye, Mr. Kellogg. I hope I see you again soon.
Teleportation. Now it all makes sense. Nobody's found the entrance to the Institute because there is no entrance. Let me pull you out of there as soon as you're ready.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, Nordhagen just upgraded, I think.
Slow movements, okay? I don't know what kind of side effects the procedure might have had. No one's ever done this before. How do you feel?
I feel like I need to turn off this radio. Where's that coming from? Did my Pip-Boy get turned on? It's so loud. I guess I'm stuck with it. Okay. Oh, I bet it's forced
Let's start
because
over.
they wanted it to
How are
tie
you
into
feeling?
the, so it feels like you're naturally like you're hearing the music inside, and then it's still playing out. And the song, I'm sure, was chosen particularly about the dreaming.
I'm okay, Doctor. Thank you.
That's good, but I want you to keep monitoring yourself. We have to be sure there's no long-term damage. Are you ready to talk about what happened in there?
We got what we needed. The Institute uses teleportation to get in and out.
Yes, their greatest secret has finally been revealed. But that only leads to more questions. How does it work? Where do we go next?
That scientist Kellogg was supposed to track down. Virgil, we need to find him.
You're right. A rogue Institute scientist could answer all kinds of questions. Where did the memory say he was? The glowing sea? That doesn't make sense. No one goes there. Not even if they were desperate.
He's probably dead.
If we need to find Virgil, then I'm going after him.
If you're going to go, be prepared. You'll need some way to combat the radiation there. It's called the glowing sea for a reason.
I'll find a way to get through the rads. Don't worry.
Good luck. And be safe. By the way, I unplugged Mr. Valentine first. Removed the implant while you were waking up.
Juggling the brain. I love the bulb.
He's waiting for you upstairs.
So glad Ruin makes them for SS2 as well. Okay, up we go. Where is Nick at? There he is.
Hey, Valentine.
Hope you got what you were looking for inside my head. That was right. I should have killed you when you were on ice.
Yeah, see, like that should just be Nick now. He should just, like, back and forth between Kellogg and himself would have been such an awesome little story thread to pull on. And then his little character quest could have been freeing him of Kellogg. That would have been
Kellogg?
great.
Is that you?
What? What are you talking about?
You sounded like Kellogg just then.
Did I? Huh. Amari said there might be some mnemonic impressions left over. Anyway, I feel fine, so let's get going.
I'm gonna head out on my own from here, Nick.
Good luck out there. You know where to find me.
Okay,
Nick.
Time to hit the road?
Okay, can I... Let's see.
Not now.
Well,
maybe I can
I'll be around if you change your mind.
Let's try the recruitment clipboard. Can I...
Time to hit the road?
Okay, I think I gotta bring him...
Let's head out.
Well, all right.
Yeah, I know Dogmeat. I know.
It's all right, boy. I'll take it from here.
All right, we'll send him to... Doesn't really matter. I guess let's see. Where am I headed next? I'll just send him to Red Rocket because it'll be easy to find him if he beats me out. I'm hoping I can just chase him down real quick. All right, let's...
Hey.
I'm all ears.
No, I need you to talk.
Nick.
There's something bothering you?
No, I want you to dismiss.
I think it's about time we called it quits.
Sure. Suppose I'll head on home then.
No, you're gonna go to Red Rocket as well.
Sounds like Ellie needs to talk to us. We should head back to the office. Time to hit the road?
Nope.
Not now.
Well, I'll be around if you change your mind.
Okay. Nope, that's a closet. Where did Dogmeat go? Let's see if we can chase him down. Don't go, dog meat.
Stay free, man.
Nah, I think I missed him. Gonna have to fast travel over to... Yep, he teleported. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna go check inside of...
Might stop by the memory den later.
Hotel Rexford real
There
quick
was
to see if
this
Benny
girl.
Strong showed up yet.
Man, oh man.
I'm guessing not, or the Ron would have had it as an option. Actually, I'm not even sure if I've completed all the quests in here that are required. One of them was Buddy.
I am so
Oh, I need to do the
happy to see
hallucinogen
you
one
again.
still, I think. I'll do a quick check though, just in case. She's usually right at the top of one of these stairs. Yeah, no, I think I have to go do the hallucinogen thing first. So let's see. Forgot about that quest. Is it a miscellaneous, or does it have its own quest? Whoops. That's not what I wanted to click. There we go. Hallucinogen quest. I think that is the second one I gotta finish. Alright, let's head back to Red Rock. Gotta grab dog meat, and then we'll send Nick off to HQ if we've got space for him. I think we do. I think I went crazy on living quarters last time. We could send Ed Rock there too, but... And maybe I will, because I didn't really build anything in Red Rocket. Let's see here. After they all disappear, you interact with the TV. You're talking about in the memory, right? That's where to get out of there. I actually think that, like, I haven't played that sequence in a long time, but I think it's actually, some parts of it were better than I remember, and some parts of it were worse. Like the ending there with the like, I like the way that they brought all those story moments together to a head, and then the some little elements like having the music be playing just that one song as you exit. And it being thematically appropriate, and like the TV turning on and being the same as the screen on there. There's some cool stuff like they actually thought about little details. I appreciate that. Okay, let's see. Oh, well, there's dog meat. Let's grab him.
Boy!
Ooh, that was loud.
Come on, boy. It's time to go.
Okay, how many people do we have here? Just one. Oh, so Ed Rock didn't even get added correctly. That's interesting. Very interesting.
RT's a good dog. Taught him to find screwdrivers.
Not only did he not get added, but Nick must have not either.
Hi there. What do you say? Want to work for me?
I wonder if Ed is lacking the... Actually, I can check that right now here. I want to see if he's lacking a certain actor value. So let's see. Help. Population. 4 AVIF. Get value 127 23E. No, he's got it. I wonder why he wasn't counting toward the population. Huh, very odd. Alright, and then Nick is not here yet. So I guess we'll just do pass some time. Get Nick here and send him off as well. We need some more science staff so we can finish up the next Spider-Man quest. Why? See if that gives him enough time. Uh-oh. Got the porn bots back. And let's ban you. And you. Alright, completed county crossing. Hey, there he is. Alright, let's see if he got added correctly. No, he didn't either. What's going on? That's weird, because that's vanilla. Very odd.
Can I
He
ask
didn't
you
get
something?
He did not get
Would you
added
be
correctly.
interested in coming to work for me?
Alright, let's check what his stats are. Scan, scan. Oh yeah, see, look at these stats. 16 intelligence. Oh man, it's gonna be our... He should run the science department. Get out of the way, Cassandra. Okay. Alright, what's next here? We could do Grey Garden just to get another settlement for running city plans on and get some more stuff. Because I still want to up my food and water. Alright, let's do the hallucinogen can. Where is this? Vault 114, hallucinogen ink. Okay. See if we can get Benny to show up. And there should be, I feel like there's 2 settlers get unlocked from taking independence, but maybe it's not. Maybe those are tagged till after Old Guns. I'm pretty sure they were taking independence though. I think you can get April Lee and Emily Marcus after that. Yeah, I should get, actually what I was thinking about getting Curie for is her leader trait is insane for food, is that if you put her in charge of a food settlement, it jacks up the food production with the plots. So I could get, whenever one of my settlements has a ton of food, really producing all the extra food we need right now for HQ. So that was what I was thinking about for, whoa. What I was thinking about for HQ. Or for Curie, rather. Is it right here? Yeah. Nope, that's not a good weapon. A lot of dead people. Okay. Don't forget to improve your water and farm plots and counts. I'm pretty sure I've been going around doing a lot of upgrading on those, like switching everything over to advanced.
A chemical leak has been detected.
Because I want to trigger
evacuate the building immediately.
I want to trigger the high tech to upgrade or to unlock so that I can start creating crazy surplus. Okay, fighting each other. Keep doing that.
Bugs! Kill them! Kill them all!
Is there an Easter egg in this place where if you stick around long enough, you start going crazy too? Seems like you should. If you just hung out in here and didn't do anything, like eventually you should just go nuts and lose control of your character. That'd be pretty funny. Hey,
what?
Aw. I got too many lumen cans and oh, and whatever this is. Marksman's Maximized Plasma Scattergun. Well, now I kind of want to use this. Why has it got so much damage compared to whatever else I'm using? What was I using there? I'll give it a go. See how it feels. We can drop that. There we go. I'll just stop picking up junk now.
Who's there?
I almost immediately picked up that wrench.
What the?
The temptation is still there. It sounds like an alien gun. Put down some damage. Nope, nope. Resist the junk. Resist the urge. Man.
Hell yeah.
Alright.
A chemical leak has been detected.
Lock tight.
Evacuate
Come
the
around
building.
the side.
Hello.
Who are you?
What the hell is going on here?
I don't know. I can't remember. I can't remember anything. The gas. It's the gas. It's in my head. I can't get it out. I can't get it out. But you. Who are you?
It's okay. I'm a friend.
Are you? I don't remember. I don't remember anything. What do I do?
Not crazy. Is there a quick
What
fix
do
of
I
a plot
do?
fix? The owner's incapacitated, but it's fine. Try refreshing and not fixing it. So the that usually happens if you didn't defend a settlement and that settler got injured in the attack. It'll just go away after a couple of days in game.
Open the door. It'll be all right.
Evacuate the building.
Alright, I don't remember how this plays out. Does she turn on me immediately?
I have to get out of here. I have to get out.
Okay, good luck. What do we got? Anything useful in here? An ashtray. Well, I gotta take the ashtray. Oh, and jet. Sweet magical jet. Okay, now I'm lost. So body. Oh, look at all these dead folks. Anybody got any good loot? Like a can of the gas, please.
Repeat. A chemical leak
Whoa.
has been detected. Please evacuate the building immediately.
Like a haunted house? Guys just jumping out of the corners. Looks like I missed all the fun. Oh, the legendary gunner killing everybody. That seems legit. Hey, where's the legendary gunner?
To me.
Oops. Alright, how do I get up there? I want the bad loot. What terrible piece of equipment are you gonna drop for me, lady?
Repeat. A chemical leak has been detected. Please evacuate the building immediately. A security lockdown is now in effect. Repeat. A security lockdown is now in effect. Please remain in your test chambers and await further instructions from your lab attendant.
Welcome to the Hallucigen Labs observation area.
Fun.
Please step up. Criminal
All
scum?
buttons.
Hallucigen gas. Hallucigen's Eradicator provides your forces with a state-of-the-art field decontamination solution.
This is...
Small amounts of residual radiation may persist in the affected area. Dosage subject to change pending safety evaluations.
Man, I don't remember this part. This is
Hallucigen's
twisted.
dispersant is ideal for peacefully clearing an area of civilians.
Oh, is that what I need right down there? Is that okay?
Hallucigen is not responsible for any damage, injury, or loss of life sustained in mass panics that may or may not result from the use of dispersant. Hey.
Who said that? Here for your loot, people. I think I'm going the right way. This is like a plasma shotgun. I'm digging this thing. What kind of ammo does this thing use?
Repeat. A chemical leak
it's
has
just
been
called plasma
detected.
rounds? Okay.
Please evacuate the building
Dandy
immediately.
boy apples. I feel like we were looking for those for the longest time. Okay, well, we're gonna just drink that quantum. Oh, now I've got 3 dandy boy apples, so I don't need to hold on to so many. Oh, here we go. Let's get rid of all these. Bye-bye. Is it behind here?
Security's too good.
There's got to be a pass card in here, right? It does not feel like a type of quest. Like they wouldn't lock out a little quest, side quest like that. Make you have a level 2 perk. Oh, maybe I can unlock this one and do it.
Sweet.
Hey, there we go.
A chemical
that'll
leak
do.
has been detected.
Master password.
Please evacuate the building.
Okay, let me out. Let me out.
Bugs! Kill them! Kill them all!
No way I could pick this.
Are you kidding me? Maybe that's not working. What does this do? Start decontamination. Sure. So many corpses.
Huh?
Whoa. Nice work, dog mate. He's not fooled.
Repeat, a chemical leak has been detected. Please evacuate the building immediately.
There we go. Alright, where's the stuff? Excellent. And some jet too. I guess we'll just leave them fighting forever. Is there any reason to take more of these hallucinogen canisters? Wow, they're hitting so hard they're shaking my screen. What garbage do I have here? I'm sure much. Oh, yeah, I got actual junk. Let's drop some wrenches. Jesus. Let's see here. Nope, that's just a pen. What am I missing? Are there any bobbleheads or anything crazy in here I need to be grabbing before I leave?
Please evacuate the building immediately.
Come on, dog. There's so many canisters. I don't think I need them though. Ruptured hallucination? No, I don't think I want that one. Oh, here's the boss chest. Use them for syringe or ammo. Ah, okay. No, there's no, okay, I'm not missing any big collectibles in here. Okay. I feel like every time I come in a big location, you guys are always spamming me with, you missed a bobblehead. Alright, let's head back to Fred and I don't want to talk to the Rana guy because I feel like we have to have triggered some people by now. Come on. Oh, and there's our friend, the cultists. Oh, they're still mad at me. I think I must have murdered them all at one point. Okay, let's see. So off to good. That's not good neighbor. Good neighbor is here. Not syringe or ammo, gas grenades. Oh, okay. Is that like a recipe you pick up? Or is that one you just have all the time? Alright, I need to buy some ammo.
Don't worry. I only test the weapons on customers I don't like. Feel free to browse.
Let's see what you got.
Purchase a variety in case of boredom.
Alright. What is that? Pearl? No, I don't need that. I need lots and lots of ammo. Let's see. Well, now I want fusion or plasma ammo because that gun was fun. We'll take some more 50 cal. Plasma cartridge, shotgun shells. Oh, you are loaded, lady. All right, now we get to play capped optimization here. What do I got for you? Have some buff out. I don't know why I have so many mute fruit. All right, some psycho. Oh yeah, I was gonna try and save one of each because I was gonna do the brewing at one point. And we'll take one of you, one of you. Don't need anywhere near this much. Radix and Radaway. I haven't really been using stealth boys, so you can just take those. I don't need all these potatoes. And a lot of junk ammo. There we go. up caps and lots of new ammo. I like it.
Might stop by the memory den later. There was this girl a few months ago. Man, oh man.
There you go,
You're
Fred.
back! How was hallucinogen? Find me something good.
Found this gas canister. Seems potent.
Awesome. We'll have to be careful with it, break down the compounds and all that, but that's my worry. For your part, only thing left is to get paid. Here you go, as promised. Hey, before you head out, you need to pick me up, buff out, Mentats?
No, but can I sell you the
I'll
rest
take a
of
look,
these
sure.
containers?
I got this one chem here that... Oh, man.
You gonna give me 400 caps a pop for the rest of them? Do I still have them? Oh, only 18 for the second, bummer. Yeah, cancel. I'll just keep them if that's all you're offering. Okay, now I know what's... Benny wouldn't show up immediately. So let's head over to the Ron. I'll probably end up paying him for access to her, and she's just gonna appear any minute now. Actually, before I do that, let me find somewhere to sit and wait for 24 hours and see if I can get it to just trigger naturally. Save. Not that I already need to worry about 500 caps, but you know, this isn't gonna take that long. Favorite parts of the stream: the inventory minigame. Yeah, this is why. I don't know what they should do about the inventory. I don't know how to fix it. I think I've talked about this on the stream before. Is I don't. There's not really a lot of games that I enjoy the inventory for. Because I like the ones where you have to physically juggle the space. They always end up putting those automatic sorter tools in for, you know, like Diablo and stuff. So those end up not really being a thing. You know, it's just arbitrary.
You're looking to stock up on
stopping your inventory, which is kind of a bummer. But it does mean less time dinking around your inventory, which is nice. I don't know. I don't know what the best system is. I can't think of any inventory system where I'm very happy with it. All right, let's see if Benny's hanging around here. Not on this floor. Not on this floor. Okay. Well, she didn't appear yet. I wonder if there's another quest I'm supposed to do. I know there's 2 quests you got to do in here. Whoops. Yeah, and I actually like I like the limitation of inventories. Like I like that you then just can't hoard everything, because then your inventory would become even more unmanageable if you just got to keep everything. But yeah, it's not particularly fun to be doing that kind of micromanaging stuff. The Ron, here we go. Horror Tetris game, Resident Evil, yeah, right. Gotta hang on to those typewriter ribbons.
Hey, no shame in taking.
Do they still use that system in the modern Resident Evils? I think I stopped. I don't think I've played one since 3.
So it's true then? You're leading the Minutemen? Good for you. Great cause.
Yeah, I don't think they can get like that's such a core system of that kind of game, of making it all the more stressful. Hey, Ron.
Whoa there! Did it just get cooler in here?
Excuse me.
Oh yeah! It's business time!
Any idea where I can find someone?
Looking for talent, are we? What kind of attributes you in the market for?
I'm looking for someone.
Still strength.
Strong.
I'm guessing,
Sorry,
yeah,
but the talent pool's running a tad dry lately. Try checking back in a few days.
I will when I'm debugging in a couple of days. All right, well, let's head on. Actually, let's figure out what we're doing next here. All right, back to our quest log. Oh, I guess we can switch over to chat mode now. This is probably a good time to stop. I just did a bunch of vanilla quests. Not what you guys signed up for. But at least we got Ed Rock, so that made me happy. Yeah, is there anything else worth pursuing right this second? No, I don't think so. I think, I think I can go to HQ next episode and next week and do some more tinkering, because I bet between Nick and Nick had like 16 strength, I think. You know what, let's go check that real quick. I'm curious how close we are to having enough energy to do that project. We might be just about there. Surprise end to chapter 2 tonight, because I think that's one of the last things we have to do. It's like that you do the research the parts and then install the parts, and then I think that triggers the final scene. Are we gonna just suddenly end chapter 2 right now? Because I'm pretty sure I have I think with the cheat thing I have on where it's doing the projects instantly, I think each of the projects will take 30 seconds. Robert Howard, is it possible to create and use automatrons to help with HQ facilities using the robot creator? Strength would be optimal models already working facility. Yeah, you should be able to send robots here. I don't think we stopped that. Hello, Thomas Fisher. How are you? All right, let's see what our science department looks like if we... Holy cow, our food and water in bad shape. Let's do it quick. Well, this is what we've known for a while. I've been trying to fix it and keep getting distracted. Okay, so it looks like... Yeah, food and water, still our limitation is our settlements. We do not have nearly enough surplus. Yeah, it's trying to fix itself right now. Only 10 surplus food, 25 surplus water. Yeah, we gotta get that fixed. Alright, well let's get Nick over in the science department.
What is in these
If only more people chose to look out for one another.
It's gotta sort through and create selectors for 43 people. This is one of those systems on the backlog of desperate need of optimization. There it goes. Okay. Well, let's see here. Who do we got that we can pass over? I'm looking for facilities people that have abnormally high intelligence, like Nick. No, we want come on. We're somebody with some high intelligence here. I guess we've already got most people distributed around. I guess we could put Ed over here. He's not really doing much over there. Viceroy, same thing. I guess we'll put both of you guys into science. I don't even know if we have enough space for this. Let's see. Yeah, I guess that's mostly optimal. We could do a couple out of administration in, but I'll leave them because we don't need any more deserters. Who's this? Oh, the Vault Tech rep. Yeah, the Vault Tech rep should be over here. How can we swap this a little differently? Do we have anybody else? Yeah, I want the Vault Tech rep in here. Let's pull him out. I'll find somebody else for admin. All right, accept.
This is a dump.
So let that do its thing. Let those numbers bounce around a little bit. Hop over to admin and give them a new person. Okay, admin went down, then back up again. Now it went down again. Science went up. Okay, it's starting to work. 53 energy for science. Oh, I bet if we do an admin policy to overwork them, we might have enough. What's the science project? What the heck? Oh, we must have had an infestation.
All over now, eh?
Good job, Hubert. Let's see. Tech research. 75 science energy.
What?
That's what we need. Okay. Oh,
Got
we're almost
company.
there. 74. Oh. Where
Oh,
are you
I'm
guys
gonna
fighting?
be sick.
Where's the infestation? Oh, our admin office is built up. Very nice. Or they started to. Where were you guys shooting people? Oh, they took care of it. I don't know where the bodies are, where they're hiding them. Okay, so let's go back to admin. Oh yeah, we gotta wait a little bit here for this to build up.
I thought it'd be bigger and smell better.
That's an appropriate statement for HQ.
Equation a solution.
Thought it'd be better, bigger, and smell better. That's fair, Katie. Let's see here. Who can we sacrifice? I guess we don't need the giant engineering staff right now. We're not taking advantage of them. We were gonna do some away missions, but right now I just want to just kind of stabilize everything here. Okay, here we go. So again, we're not doing much, and man, that's so good. That's such good strength from Lily. Holy cow!
Attention, security required.
Oh, here we go. Facility strength, Frenchie Jr. strength 1. Perfect candidate to move over.
The man in the trench coat has been spotted again.
Z and sulfur nothing.
Okay, so now if we do admin, policies, science department can be overworked by 50%. Put that policy into effect. Exit here.
Part of its charm.
Give HQ a second to redo the energy counts. And then if we pop in here, we should have, yep, 111 science energy. All right, let's analyze those components. 7,000 bottle caps down.
Diamond City.
Let's make sure I still got my cap. Make sure I got my caps back. Oh no, it didn't give them back. It didn't spend them out of HQ resources. Oh, that's painful. That is so painful. That is a bug. All right, I'm gonna put that on my list to fix. It didn't take them out. Oh, that sucks. All right, I gotta give myself back. I'm 100% giving myself back those caps. Oh. All right, I gotta put that on my bug list here. All right, let's do. Where's my sheet? All right.
Oh, still grounded.
HQ projects.
Grounded.
Walking around with their noses pinched.
Steel player caps. That needs to be fixed ASAP. All right, we need to do player dot. I have no idea how much it was. Really 7,500, I think. We'll just do 7,000. I don't need more than that. 7,000. There we go. All right, Cassandra, where are you? No, where is? I'm authorizing. Yeah, she's right over here.
Hope you're staying safe.
Hi.
Welcome home. We finished combing over the hub components. It's a good thing you and our little visionary had the foresight to assign it to us before using them. Otherwise, it's likely you'd have been down a couple of limbs, some staff, and an entire building. You see, one of the components was rigged with a rather elegant booby trap.
What happened? What have they done?
1 part corrosive, 1 part EMP, and 2 parts biotoxin. A nasty cocktail that would have destroyed the machine and killed anyone in the HQ. I suspect the gunners plan to use it as a type of insurance. What's odd is that it was on a remote trigger, but it didn't go off. Maybe you killed all the gunners that knew about it. Maybe the trigger malfunctioned. Maybe we're just very, very lucky.
Is everything all right?
We've disabled the trap and put everything back together. I'm pleased to report that the only damage done was to Cedric's nerves. He jumped anytime there was a spark noise or when I happened to clap my hands and say boom. Really, he should have learned by the 5th time. I can't imagine anyone would mind, but I took the initiative to repurpose the gunner's trap into something a bit more portable and throwable. While of course I don't condone the use of violence and blah blah blah, the irony does tickle my sensibilities.
How does it work?
One of the designs I came up with should come in handy if you find yourself up against robots. They're notoriously allergic to corrosion and EMPs, you see. The other is a biotoxin, tailored to give us fleshy mortals pause. But I didn't have the heart to make it lethal on its own. I am still a Nightingale.
Thank you. I'm sure that'll come in handy.
Use it responsibly. Weapons are not my favorite thing to create, but I'm trusting you'll put them to good use. Now something tells me Jake is anxious for your attention. So you should probably go talk with him. Bye for now.
Give me some scrap.
Alright, now I should trigger an unlock here, because I think we give you the
People
recipe
aren't
for
too
those.
different from Brahmin. Their fertilizer just smells worse.
Where's my unlock? Oh, I wonder if it comes after you talk to Jake? Or did I break the unlock?
Please report to security at your earliest convenience.
Let's see, because we give you the grenades. Paralysis grenade. EMP grenade. Huh. Could have sworn there was an unlock. Oh, we'll try finishing the... Oh, no, it can't be at the end of the quest. Maybe it's after talk to Jake. Let's see. Let's put this on my list.
Always
to look
happy
into.
to talk. Glad to be able to give clear solutions for a change without people looking at me like I'm crazy.
Hubert working in the comm array room. You guys sure that's a good idea?
What's up there, eh?
Oh, I guess he's a supply manager.
Oh, hey there. Perfect timing. Cassandra gave me the report on all those components. Still can't believe one of them was rigged to blow up. I never would have noticed something like that. Not until it was too late. Wonder why the gunners would put something like that into the hub. Maybe some kind of insurance?
Insurance?
You know, like a booby trap. In case someone else took the hub from them or something. Anyway, the rest of the components check out and are safe to install. Each component comes with a unique benefit. The one I'm most excited about will make the array more energy efficient. But there's also one that would extend the array's broadcast range. Now, that would come in handy if we wanted to start using ASAMs further afield. Not that I'm saying we should do that right now, but it might be useful in the future.
What do you mean? Why not?
Look, let's just focus our efforts on the Commonwealth for the time being, all right?
So what happens now?
I suggest our next project should be to install all these new parts. Really kick the comm array up a notch. I'll put the assignment on the board. You know the drill by now, so I'll let you get to it. See you later.
Okay, how much does this thing cost?
How's it
Hey, it's good to see you.
Alright, let's see. That's probably science again. Oh, maybe, where is it? Logistics? Engineering. Or is it other? Maybe under other. Where in the heck did I put that? Or maybe it just hasn't unlocked yet. Could be that as well. But it definitely seems like the grenade trigger is not going to happen. I don't know where what broke on that. Is it logistics rooms? Comm array upgrade. There it is. Oh, we can do it immediately. We have enough energy for both departments. Oh, we have a. Oh, it's we have double everything right now. I think because I popped in and out of workshop mode so many times it triggered it multiple times. Okay. All right. What do you guys say? Should I just go ahead and pull the trigger?
Yes.
Should we wrap up the storyline in chapter 2?
For storage assessment.
All right. Well, I'm gonna save this as a remind. Let's see. Save. What are we at? Day 38. Jeez. Pre-finale. In case something goes wrong, then I can always roll back and give it another shot. Commonwealth upgrade. Again, the bottle caps. Okay, well I can at least use that. So yeah, because like it's taking away my bottle caps from my inventory, and then I saw it take them out of HQs. That's a bummer. Sorry, anybody who had that happen to them. That was not by design. That was by bug. So we'll add back our 2,500 caps, please. Thank you. Put a note about that here. And actually, I'm going to leave because I think the scene will set up better if I'm not standing in HQ when it occurs. Oh, that's interesting. The map marker has me way down over here. That's bizarre. Alright, let's go to Nordhagen Beach because they upgraded it. I want to see what it looks like. I'm going to put myself a note about the caps thing. Okay. Alright, this should be level, I guess it would be called level 1 of the ROTC Nordhagen city plan. I'm actually shocked that this upgraded because I thought most of the ROTC city plans were kind of stuck because of population issues, but looking nice. that? What am I hearing? I wonder if it's plots popping off to update one now that it appeared. It sounded like it was pretty far away though. Nope, that sounded right on top of me. Oh, there we go.
Hey, we got a... How did Mansfield put it? A bit of a situation. We need you back at the HQ now.
Understood.
Good. Good. I'll be in the Comorite room. Get here as fast as you can.
Uh-oh. What's going on here? Why did my camera switch to third person again? I thought we had that disabled. There we go. Alright, well, it worked, so I'm happy with that. And Nordhagen just blowing up over here. So if you've ever had the duplicate plots, I know there are a couple of city plans that do have a couple of duplicate plots stacked on top of each other, but a lot of times when it's happening for, especially city contest plans where I know they spend a lot of time making sure there are no duplicates, a lot of times it's just once your city upgrades, you need to go hang around in the settlement for a little while to give it time to do this, where it cleans up all the previous versions of plots. I think what I keep forgetting to do, and I think I put this, it's probably like on the to-do list and it has been for a year, is to disable the explosions when it's doing the like silent, okay, because this feels really awkward, right? Like, why is everything exploding when I get here? So like the, you know, having the plots silently destroy themselves, the duplicates destroy themselves makes sense. Having them cause little explosions is funny, but not very immersive. I'm gonna actually add this to my list. Holy cow. Alright, let's see. City plan. Plot cleanup. From upgrades. Should not use explosions. Alright, put it back on my list. And like I said, I'm sure it's been on my list for a while, but a lot of times these little note cards I write while I'm doing these play sessions end up higher on my priority because they're just sitting right on my desk in front of me as opposed to buried in 100 to-do items on GitHub. Okay, all right, let's head back. We're gonna do it. Let's finish it up. We missed last week. We're making up for lost time here. I'm not sure that I'm done with this playthrough yet. I still want to, I like the idea of building up HQ more fully and getting more people. I want to show you guys the missions and stuff, but we will be starting another playthrough soon enough because I think I'm gonna do I want to do like a super easy mode playthrough where I turn off most of the options, so then people who are like, I want to see what a quicker experience of SS2 looks like. Like obviously, especially over the past 6 or 7 sessions, you guys have seen how much work you can, how much time you can spend, and how much effort you can put in to just balance out all your settlements. And that's, you know, for some people that's great. That's the kind of gameplay they're looking for. But other people, they're like, no, I just want I want settlements to just be built up and automated, so that they don't feel like a waste of space in my game. But I don't really want to get down and dirty like that. Like there is a method of playing like that, and I want to show folks that. And then there's also the other end of the spectrum, which is a way more detailed playthrough where you can get just lost in the weeds managing for dozens of hours trying to organize your settlements, and it feels more 4X-y. And like that, I would like to do a save of too to show you guys what that play session looks like. All right, let's do save date. Well, I already had a save. Day 38, pre-finale, for real. Okay, here we go. This is, spoiler alert, you're about to see the end of the Chapter 2 main quest line. Alright, I'm going to let the PA finish. Yeah, I want to get the rest of the settlers too, because we're so close. We have most of them. I might just start looking up how to do them, because I can't remember all the triggers.
The open road and a loaded weapon. Doesn't get much better than this.
The Commonwealth is thick with derelict signals, old and new. You may just be jumping to conclusions.
I'm telling you, Lupe and Mansfield heard it too. We can't all be wrong.
I'd say I told you so,
yeah?
But...
Aiden, don't be an ass.
What's the trouble here?
Oh, Slick. Thank God you're here. Let me get you up to speed. We finished upgrading the comm array with those new parts, and everything was working. In fact, if anything, it was all working a little too well.
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
After we installed the parts and rebooted the array, we started hearing a bunch of new radio signals.
You recall that small issue we had, where the old comm hub was intercepting certain radio frequencies?
Yes, of course.
Well, we've kind of got a similar situation, only it's a little more complicated.
Slow down. Start from the beginning.
Right. From the beginning. Okay, so, after we turned the array back on, well, this is what we heard. Here, listen for yourself.
What is this?
I know it's hard to make anything out, but me and Lupe managed to isolate and clean up each signal, and, well...
It's radio chatter, from all the other groups out there in the Commonwealth.
That's right. And after listening to them all, it seems recently there's only one thing on everyone's mind.
Us! Everyone out there is talking and sharing information about us!
Huh. Looks like we started to make some real waves in the Commonwealth.
Well, hold on. What info are you talking about?
We've yet to go through everything we recorded, but mostly everyone's talking about how we defeated the Gunners. Some groups seem concerned about it, others grateful. But the main takeaway seems to be, we're on everyone's radar now.
Neat.
That's cool.
Well, that's certainly one way to think about it. After hearing all those people talking about us, I was curious to see just how far our newfound notoriety had spread. So I increased the sensitivity on the antenna's tuner, and that's when we heard... it was only for a few seconds, but me, Lupe, and Mansfield, we heard radio communications from the Gunners.
You said there were Gunners out there?
That's right. At least, I'm pretty sure it was them. Like I said, we only intercepted the comms for a few seconds. After that, I figured the most prudent course of action was to radio you, inform the other department heads, and then have Lupe try to re-establish the radio link. And that pretty much brings us to where we are.
I have some questions.
Oh, of course. What do you want to know?
You sure about this?
Fairly sure. It definitely sounded like Gunner radio chatter. At first I thought maybe it was just Algernon or something. But I know for a fact he's still in the local area, and this radio signal came from much further away.
How is that even possible?
There's still plenty of Gunners out there, and it only takes one high-ranking officer to assume control and refocus the group. Sooner or later, we were bound to see Gunner activity again.
What did you hear?
It sounded like soldiers talking maybe? You know, Alpha this and Foxtrot that, reporting their status and so on. At least that's what it seemed like.
That's all.
All right.
Do you know where they're coming from?
Not yet. But we do know it's somewhere outside our usual stomping grounds. I think that maybe...
Hey, I think I just found the comm signal again.
Wait, really?
What are you waiting for, kid? Let's hear it.
Please, go on.
Alpha Golf 1, this is Spearhead Command. What's the holdup? Over.
Spearhead Command, this is AG-1 Lead. They ordered a halt on the strike convoy. Scouts reported a big pack of shamblers on the road ahead. Dispatch some of the fresh meat to go deal with them. AG's 1 to 16 holding position. I'd say ET 6 hours until we get moving again. Over.
Understood, AG Lead. Good call in sending the conscripts. No use wasting real gunners on ferals. Over.
We might lose a handful, but who cares? More important, we keep the real troops injury-free until we get back to Boston. How's things going back at Province Bay? We getting those reinforcements or what? Over.
Affirmative, AG Lead. Mercs and Civi contractors are being coached on regs. Expect their deployment with the next batch. Over.
Now damn time. We need that manpower just to take back the plaza. Never mind resecuring the Commonwealth. When I get back there, that Vault Dweller and their little band of resurgents are in for a world of pain. No one messes with the Gunners, and no one looks down on me and lives. AG Lead, over and out.
That doesn't sound good.
That voice. Was that who I think it was? Berman?
Berman? You mean that gunner that stole the comm hub? You didn't kill him? When we took the plaza, I went along with your little mercy plan. But I never expected you'd be so stupid as to let that guy live.
It was my decision, not yours.
Never mind about that. Did you hear what they said? They're coming back to Boston.
Strike convoy, conscripts, and contractors? Those gunners aren't just coming back. They're returning with an army.
An army? What are we gonna do?
Moving an entire army is no small feat. I dare say there's plenty of time for us to prepare.
I can't believe this is happening! Everything was going so well!
Believe it. They are coming back. And I doubt they'll be content with just a skirmish or two. We can expect a full-scale war.
Then I suppose we don't really have a choice in the matter, do we? Well, Slick, seems we'll all be relying on your leadership yet again. Because if there's anyone who can guide us through this, it's you.
I didn't play the line. What the heck? So one of the things that's supposed to happen there is right at the top, the peak of the video. So it's when to play the player line, and the one I chose is supposed to be War Never Changes, which was like all of my choices up here during the quest were because I knew how this end scene was going to play out. So like leaving Berman to live, I think is a better ending point right here because you get Aiden pissed and it doesn't matter. I know I saw some of you guys in chat saying, "Uh-oh, I killed Berman." That's fine. There's an alternate ending if you killed Berman. It's just Berman won't be available as another threat in Chapter 3. He'll be, replaced by somebody else. But we really wanted to embrace some player choice and have some cool moments to come out to pay off later on. So I like the Berman alive, even though I know he's a dick and he deserved to die. So I don't fault any of you guys for killing him. But I think it's more, I like having a villain in all 3 chapters. I think that it leads to, you constantly have kind of an antagonist as opposed to just the meeting antagonists along the way. I like having the one central villain, and even though he's just kind of a grunt, so I wanted to keep him alive for that. But yeah, now I got another bug to add that he is, or that the player's voice line doesn't play until up at the top. So I know in the first release we did, it would play twice. It would play like once here and then once at the top, and then I thought I fixed it, but apparently I broke it again. That's such a bummer. But I'm supposed to say the line right at the top of the little cinematic. So MQ27. Player line not playing after cinematic. Another bug for the list. Well, it played perfectly up to that, so I'm pretty happy with that. That we only missed one little bit of dialogue. Chapter 2 complete. Continue to improve and customize HQ, recruit and train skilled workers, complete research projects, and develop your settlement economies. War is on the horizon. The Commonwealth may never be the same. How will it all turn out? Stay tuned for Chapter 3.
Why, hello.
Hello. That was a good speech you gave. Short and sweet. I guess we shouldn't be surprised there are still gunners out there. But still, I didn't think we'd need to worry about them so soon. Do you think we're ready for this? A war with the gunners?
You're not having second thoughts, are you?
What? No, it's just... there's a lot we need to prepare for. We'll need to get the HQ in tip-top shape for what's coming. So whilst we still have the time, let's do everything we can. Oh, and, Slick?
Something's bothering you, I can tell.
What you said a while back about you and me, maybe be more than just friends.
Oh, that's right. You guys always vote for me to
forgotten
flirt.
about that. But for now, I think I need to focus on this gunner business. But maybe once things calm down a little bit, well, let's just say I'm also interested in being more than just friends. Anyway, we got a lot of work ahead of us. So, what are your orders, Chief? I just wanted to say thank you for everything. I've really come to rely on you, not only as a partner, but as a friend. Now, I'm not sure how all this gunner business is going to play out, but there's no one I'd rather have in my corner than you. All right.
Oh, I
we
think,
got a
I think
lot
we
of
got
work
a
ahead
little.
of us.
So
So,
Rick, doesn't that feel like
what are your orders, Chief?
a weird dialogue
Hey,
bug?
Slick.
I feel like it looped twice there. That was odd. But I think all of the characters have a little bit to say now afterward. I think that there's been versions in the past where that isn't the case, but I think it's all fixed now. We're going to try that.
What is this?
It's a rebreather. It'll
Yeah,
stop rats
it
from
looked
getting
like
into
he
your
played
lungs.
two different sequences.
Lets you breathe underwater, too.
All right, I'll put that on my notes too. So, Jake does romance talk and then continues on the conversation instead of breaking. All right, MQ27. Post Jake combo. All right, I will put that on my list to look into tomorrow. Okay, let's see here.
Where did you get this?
It's from my day's working at
guess
the
I never talked to him
purification
after
plant.
I got the rebreather.
Sometimes you'd have to dive into the water tanks or the nearby reservoir to repair things. The rebreather lets you stay underwater for hours and filters out rats. It's real useful. Only thing it doesn't do is stop your skin from getting all pruny.
It's a thoughtful gift. Thank you.
That rebreather's got a lot of sentimental value, but I trust that you'll look after it. I hope it serves you well.
That was all.
All right, let's talk to the other department heads. Oh,
Hey there.
Aiden's waiting for his
We
turn.
haven't seen the last of the gunners. This is too soon.
Under no
The only
circumstances
explanation
should it be used for
is that
social
someone
calls.
else out there is pulling the strings. Whatever. You need something?
Bye.
Hey.
Just saying hello.
Hey, don't worry about the gunners, okay? We'll all do everything we can to get ready. You can count on all of us. So, was there anything you needed?
Never mind.
All right, who else do we see? Mansfield, Cassandra, and Teresa. They're tracking them all down. I'm guessing Mansfield and
Another day,
Cassandra will be
another
over
load
here.
of junk.
Where are you hiding, guys? Hey, here we go.
Hey.
I remember when gunners were just another group you could turn to for protection. Idealistic boys mimicking old radio dramas. But those days are far behind us, and something tells me before this is all over, we're gonna need a couple of more beds in the infirmary. And perhaps a couple of more infirmaries. Now, was there something you needed?
We're done.
Very abrupt. All right, let's find Mansfield maybe up in his office. Realize I'm probably making you guys motion sick running around that spiral staircase. Oh, well, here's where the the infestation was. Some dead rad roaches hanging out in Mansfield's office. Hey, Nick. What time is it? I wonder if anybody's going to sleep yet. 2:44 a.m. Could be that people went down to their quarters too. Let's see. Teresa works up here usually. Yeah, let me do a... Oh, I can probably go to their quarters and see if they're in there. But I actually don't know where they're assigned because that's all handed. That's one of those things on the to-do list in the long form is to give you guys the ability to pick rooms to rebuild if you want. Like it would be an optional thing. I like not having to individually assign people here, but I know some people really like to get into it. Let's try and go to like 9 hours. Music in this cell is shockingly loud for some reason. I don't know if maybe it's because I have the volume turned up a lot higher than I usually do. Oh, I got hiccups. Whoa! There's a bunch of people about to teleport right in front of me. Audio, let's turn down the music. There we go. Much better. Hello, guys. You coming to bed? Alright, let's try our luck over here. Where are you at, Mansfield? You're not in your office. I just saw Katie over here. Is she working the bar? That'd be pretty funny. We definitely need a personnel tracker in here. Oh, there's Teresa.
Just saying hello.
Hey, we gonna fight the Gunners again or what? Or are you just gonna roll over and let them do whatever they want? Sorry, I'm the one who rolled over when the Gunners first came to our old settlement. Look, I don't want to do that again. I want to fight these bastards. So, just tell me what I can do to help.
Never mind.
Nothing. You can do nothing to help. Don't ask stupid questions. Alright, now we seem to hear Mansfield shaking in his boots. Where's he at?
Sensitive question.
Oh, I hear him.
Work on the new bar and lounge has now been completed.
Is he below me?
Now featuring a selection of games for your entertainment.
He's gotta be around here. He's close. Close to here. Must be on the lower level. Mansfield, I heard you talking to somebody. Probably to me, through the walls. Because this is a Bethesda game. Everybody's worshipping this light. They're like a bunch of moths.
Can I help you?
Yeah, what do you have to say about the Gunners, buddy?
Just saying hello.
Oh, hello. Have you come to check up on me? You needn't bother. Maybe the old Mansfield would have been scared of a Gunner army. On its way here, hell-bent to exact grisly vengeance. But not me. Nope. Why, at this point, I'm practically a veteran at dealing with those scoundrels. Was there something I could help you with?
Bye.
It's my first time hearing that line play. That's awesome. So there is a piece of cut content that we just haven't had time to do. That we want to add at some point was going to be, you know how when there's that scrambled signal where you hear all right before the Gunners signal is clarified, we actually have dialogue written for all the different factions. Yeah. And so that all the ones you haven't destroyed will have like a little radio signal you'll be able to listen to. I don't know if did that ever get recorded, Sir Rick, and is it just sitting there waiting for us to implement it, or is it still like unrecorded and it's just on the list of things to do? I know it was written, but I don't know if it ever got it. I'm pretty sure it didn't get put in the game.
Where are your real killers?
So there you go, guys. There's the end of the main quest of Chapter 2. We will still a lot more to do. I want to do in this playthrough. Well, not a lot more. A couple more sessions, I think, before we start another one. But I want to build out more of HQ. I want to get the last handful of settlers we haven't gotten yet. And then the next couple of playthroughs will focus on showing off mechanics and like different options and stuff, and be less worried about story since we'll already have done most of it. Like we'll probably do some story just to trigger unlocks and whatnot, but it won't be the primary focus like this playthrough was. I don't know why I just got a 99 bottle caps, but I accept. Talk to Preston Garvey. Okay, well there's some sort of fighting going on, but not my problem. Unless it prevents me from fast traveling, then it will become my problem. Alright, let's head over to our normal hangout ground for post-game chat session. So this is the point of the playthrough where I'm just gonna hang out, read chat, talk with you guys, show you stuff if you want to see it. We can discuss some of Chapter 3, but I'm gonna be pretty tight-lipped on story content. Does he naturally get armor, or did you put that on him? Yeah. No, he puts on his own armor like that. So it was funny, in the early releases, I think, like, we weren't sure. It was just like a lot of miscommunication about how Mansfield was supposed to go, and it ended up in that outfit way too soon. And what it was supposed to happen, and it is now that case, is when you first run into Mansfield, he's just wearing his Vault 81. Then when you run into him during the attack on Vault 81 from the gunners, then he's wearing like Vault security armor. Then he comes to HQ, he's wearing his Vault outfit, and then after he's been in HQ for a little while, he puts on some Wasteland armor to kind of fit in. So that was, I like that. That's one thing that Sir Rick tends to arrange with our outfit staff, is getting a couple outfits made for each character so that they have like a little bit of variety for the different scenarios, like putting on pieces of armor for the battles and stuff. I appreciate those little bits of detail. All right, let's do save day 38. End of session, and then let's do our normal. I really gotta remember to set up a bat file for this, but for now, set game hour to 11, force weather to be 52A, and set time scale to 0.1. Oops, 0.1, and then we will get away from all this noise. Oh, hello, ghoul guards. Yeah, let's go to TFC. All right, so if you're, I assume any of you guys who have made it this long, you're probably used to the drill by now. But if there's a few of you who haven't been here, I'm literally just gonna leave myself hanging out here up in the sky until somebody wants me to show something in the game. And so this is just gonna be background footage. Now I'm just gonna turn to my other monitor, chat with you guys. So if you have any questions or anything you want to talk about, at King Gathme, and I'll happily hang out for another hour and chit chat. Derp Spaz, how difficult is it to have high quality voice acting like that? It's pretty difficult. It requires good voice actors with good microphones, with good directors, and good sound engineers to clean up the audio. You can get, I think anybody, if you have the right voice talent, you can probably get 80% of the way there without all that extra, but like that last 20% is a lot of effort. And that is where Kobus, our voice director and casting guy, takes care of a lot of that. And then we've got several people on audio engineering. I don't know who all participated in the voice files that you just heard, but it's Cyvirus, Retox, and I think, I'm trying to think if anybody else touched any of the main quest audio. I think it's probably just them too. But yeah, you got it. So like they've got to like clean up the audio and make sure that it doesn't sound echoey, and so it fits in with the game. Get the volume to match pretty close to the player volume. Unfortunately, the player volume is all over the place. What we've found by working on this game for years is that Bethesda is not super consistent about it. So we try to be really good, but we've definitely the quality of volume. Like we were super hardcore anal about it in Chapter 1, and then we dropped it. We dropped our threshold for like I would listen to tons of different audio and just be like, this is a little bit off, and I'd just keep turning it back in. Like we were really meticulous about it. And then Chapter 2, I think by then we realized that like Bethesda was so inconsistent about it that we were making, we were pissing off our audio engineers, sending back audio to them over and over again for little bits. So if anybody ever thought like, hey, the audio volume and consistency seems a little bit different in 2 than 1, that's probably true. But I think most of it fits in pretty well. I don't think that I don't think we have much audio that stands out against Bethesda's. I think we've at least matched their quality. Nick Carter, will there be a new public beta soon? Probably this weekend, I would guess. So there's so far like I don't have any like big features to test out. We've just got some really low-level code changes that we're tinkering with. Like CBR Gamer has been working on overhauling the production code to make it faster, so that the plot production is more reliably consistent. Because like right now, if you ever notice, sometimes you'll walk into a settlement and you'll see like the pluses start triggering on the panel, and they'll just go on and on for minutes and minutes. And that's because the code just takes a long time to run before it all stabilizes, and so he's been trying to optimize that code, and that's going to be scary. That's going to require public beta just because we need a bunch of feedback to see, like, is your numbers are your numbers coming out as we expect. Anytime we get into major code optimization, we need a bunch of public beta testing. But so far, the last anything I've done to the code, like, I don't have any features yet. Like, I was planning on putting in some new reports, so I don't have a ton of stuff to beta test that's exciting. It's mostly just like a lot of I've been building a lot of under the hood stuff for add-on pack authors lately. Like, I added some new leader trait potential functions. Like, I didn't add any new leader traits, but people who know how to make leader traits and who have done it will enjoy some of the new features I'm adding for them. Stuff like that. Fixed up some stuff for HQ because Captain Laserbeam has a HQ add-on pack, like, getting pretty close to being done. I won't be shocked if I would not be shocked if he releases it right after I release the next patch, if not sooner. So I've been working with him to get some fixes in and some little tweaks to HQ code. So I don't have anything exciting to beta test. It'll just be like a beta test for this next patch. There's a very good chance it's mostly a bug fix patch, and behind the scenes stuff. Just timing wise, just hasn't worked out for me to get any new exciting features in. But I usually try and squeeze one or two in just to make sure that everybody wants to download the patch. Like, I'm sure everybody wants bug fixes, but it's much more exciting to download a patch where I got to show off some new thing that you didn't have before. And that's usually that stuff also usually needs a lot of public testing. Argo the Ratfolk, do you have any estimation yet how long Chapter 3 will be in terms of hours to complete? I have no idea. I would say I literally could not give you a guess, but I will say that I think Chapter 3, between all the mechanics that it's adding and the mechanics that are coming to 3.0 even outside of the story, your replayability of Sim Settlements 2 and Fallout 4 is gonna be exponentially larger than it is now, with how many potential ways you'll have to play through and do things. Like, we really went in on customization and letting you play the things your way, because I know for a lot of folks, like even people who are diehard into SS2 and the mechanics and stuff, like sometimes you get bored of sections of and you would like alternate paths through, and so we're introducing a lot of that, like different ways you can play them on. So which I think will add to the life, give you a lot of things to experiment with. People who have played Conqueror have an idea of a lot of what those are coming in, but what folks don't know is how that's all going to integrate with Chapter 2. And I'm really happy with the way we ended up taking the story, because the story was going in a very different direction until Conqueror came along, and then like we realized, like, oh, these mechanics are so much fun, gotta get them into SS2, and like it would be really nice if the story could be wrapped into them. Like, we completely changed directions and like made sure that we got to this point where there's this war on the horizon, because then those mechanics that we developed for Conqueror make sense from a good guy playthrough. Like for in Conqueror, you don't, again, when you're playing Raiders, you don't need an excuse. You just go beat people up and take their money. Like, that feels on point for Raiders. Feels real weird if you're a settlement builder. So you know, the whole like Chapter 2 was kind of like the build up to get us to this point for Chapter 3, so that those mechanics would feel at home. But we are going to allow those mechanics to be used at any time, just like in Conqueror. So Conqueror fans, if you loved what you did in Conqueror, where you could just literally walk out of the vault and start building up an army, like, you'll still have that option. In the same way we allow you to use city plans right now, right out of the bat, or right out of the gate. Like, even though they aren't introduced until midway through Chapter 1, we still let you use them right away, just because it lets you kind of, you know, play a little bit differently for each of your playthroughs. And we're kind of going to try and do the same thing for a lot of Chapter 3 mechanics. Is like, we will introduce them at the appropriate point in our story where it makes immersive sense, but we'll still let you have access to them whenever you're ready, just so that way you can create kind of your own different playthroughs and such. Robert Holt, with the relay towers turned on and Teresa as administrator, why doesn't Teresa add a recruitment tower loop to the Comare and ask for volunteers to move into and work at the HQ? I mean, we could theoretically do that. One of the things I have on the list of stuff that didn't make it into the HQ 2.0 patch was what we called a job fair. It was going to be an event you could host that would do that. That would basically, like, you host a job fair, you could do it every 3 or 4 days in game, and it would bring, the thing was going to have it recruit a handful of settlers directly to HQ. And I think in the notes it was going to be something like, it would be similar to if you guys have played the Vault 88 quest, where like a bunch of people come in and you get to talk to them and decide if you want to let them stay or not. I think that was originally the plan for the job fair, and that was like, okay, well that's cool, but it's complicated and not something that, and then ended up just getting cut because of time. So we had an idea for something similar to that. But ultimately, I mean, as much as possible, we want to keep the pipeline of everything for HQ comes through your settlements. So that's why like all of your power and your water and your food and your resources and your people all come through your settlements, because we don't want HQ to just replace settlements. Like it's meant to be, it's your settlements are powering HQ is the loop we're trying to create. And then in turn HQ can kind of benefit the settlements. So then you have like all the tech upgrades and the ASAM missionary missions, so then HQ can help ramp up your settlements. That's one thing I haven't been able to show you guys yet, because I basically powered through quests and ignored my settlements. My resources are just in shambles, and I've been spending a lot of episodes trying to recover. The one thing that's until you get to high-tech plots, if you haven't been keying up either settlements, it's kind of punishing in SS2 to go back and fix them, because your resources are so stretched thin all the time, because that's how we balanced it. We balanced it to be played over time, and so if you fall behind, it can be hard to catch up. And the one way to get around that, if any of you guys are interested in kind of doing, powering through the story and then coming back and cleaning up your settlements, you want it to be a little less painful. The way to do it is to turn off automatic upgrades on your plots and city plans. If you turn off the automatic upgrades, you can control things like when your residential upgrade, because your residential are one of your primary drivers of needs, and so they make it so that you need a lot more food, water, and defense, and so then that kind of slows down your surplus and development. So keeping your plots locked down, and the only thing that keeping your residential lower level, the only penalty you really get for that is your commercial won't upgrade. But as you guys have seen from my playthrough, commercial is actually not as important in this as it was in well, I guess it wasn't really important in SS1. There wasn't really nothing was really important, but commercial is kind of like a nice to have as opposed to like a core pillar. So, having your residential all locked down at a low level is not the end of the world. I actually consider that kind of a hole in the gameplay loop I need to solve. I need to create some more benefits for residential upgrading, like whether it be happiness boosts or something to make it so that your residential upgrading isn't just a drain, which is because it is the optimal way to play SS2 is to turn off automatic upgrades and basically never upgrade your residential. That's the optimal strategy, which I don't like. I don't like there being like these optimal strategies that don't feel immersive. Like, right, you want your people to improve their settlement, improve their lives. So we need to have some sort of benefits to that. I don't know what it's going to be, but I'll create something eventually. I actually was talking to somebody, I don't remember if it was during the stream or if it was earlier today. Maybe it was both. My day is blurring together of that. I would love to expand on residential. Like, I think residential could use some more classes. I really like the idea of a robot class, like a robot charging station type of thing, where you'd have different building plans that fit different robot types, so people who really like Automatron could go all in on them, and then those could have some sort of benefit. Maybe they like increase the baseline happiness that robots can have, or something like that, or maybe they charge up the amount, they increase the amount of work they can do, something like that, like some sort of benefit. But yeah, residential definitely needs some work in that regard. Totally off topic from what you guys were talking about, or from what the question was, but that is where my mind went. Let's see here. Kilo, for the city plan pack that is coming soon, don't those city plans require extra plot mods? If so, how is that going to work with the pack release with mod requirements? So yeah, soon as in, we were getting close to being able to release it this month actually, but I think it's getting pushed back to December. No Fuss No Muss was doing a large part of the work, pretty much the majority of the work of the, okay, Nof is doing all of the work on porting the old city plans, but obviously the people who are in the city plan contest for season 3 did all the work on their settlements. But now that we've wrapped the last Bethesda settlement in season 3, we're ready to like package it all up now to pack up the plan. But we're trying to port all of the finalists and winners we got in seasons 1 and 2. That we got permission for. We're trying to port those forward so that it's going to be like this massive pack. It's going to be like 250 city plans or something that we're going to release. I'm guessing it's going to be in December. We'll be releasing that. As far as how it works with the mod requirements, it will not have any mod requirements other than SS2. One of the beautiful things that came out of my lack of knowledge is that plots exist. So when I originally conceived Sim Settlements, I really wanted city plans, but I had no idea how to do that. And so I figured out the plot thing, and that ended up being a fun gameplay loop on its own. And another benefit of it is that within city plans, when they go to place the plot, if the plan that the designer used in the city plan does not exist, it just changes it to another plan. Now, there are a few cases where you won't have anything without an add-on pack. For example, 3x3, we only have agricultural for, and agricultural and recreational. So if an add-on pack uses a 3x3 commercial, then you would need an add-on pack with a 3x3 commercial for it to do anything. So worst case, you just have some plots from those city plans that you need to change to other plot types. So there's really like no downside to using city plans, even if you don't have all the add-on packs. The add-on packs will just allow them to get closer to the vision of the original city plan designer. So it will still work great, which is pretty clutch for Xbox players, because I know you guys have almost no add-on packs, and even if you did have them, you wouldn't have room for them. So yeah, the city plan pack, though the city plan pack, speaking of Xbox, when we do the city plan pack, what we're likely going to do is just release the pack with just all the winners from every contest, because of the script data limit. So there's this ugly little limitation we found in the base game where if you have a certain quantity of script memory data, is the only way we've come up to describe it. There's like the 64 meg limit. It's in something in the header of the game, some arbitrary limit. I'm sure they set it a long time ago. Bethesda didn't think anything of it. It was probably like, oh, they'll never reach this. Not knowing that, well, now they know modders are always going to find a way to push the limits. But anyway, we hit this little data cap. I actually should submit this as an idea to Bethesda. Let me put that on my notes to see if they can up that cap for when they do the big update that they're supposed to be doing next year. Maybe they'll be able with the next gen release for FO4. They might be able to up that limit. That'd be pretty awesome. Let me put that on my notes. But anyway, so for Xbox players, because of this limitation, you can only have so many city plans installed, and then if you keep installing more, your game won't be able to load. You'll just get an infinite loading screen, and the only way to fix it is to clear out your mod list and load up again, which is really awful, because then you have to like basically erase all your mods and re-download them. So we're gonna give you as many city plans as we can we're gonna try and keep it so that we're not using more than like half of the 64, so that you have a nice buffer, because most mods don't use hardly any script data, but city plans use an excessive amount. Let's see, ask Bethesda about increasing script data limit. Alright, got it on my notes. I will send out some emails tomorrow and see if... At first I gotta figure out like how to describe what it is that's changing, because I only know roughly what it is. I call it the script data limit, but I'm sure it has some sort of technical terminology that the people who have bypassed it know. And if you ever run into this yourself, like if any of you guys are hitting on PC, on Xbox, there's nothing you can do about it. On PC, if you're getting to a point where you try to load some of your saves and it just goes the infinite Vault-Tec loading screen and your game never loads, then it means you hit the script data limit. And you can use a mod, either Buffout4, or you can use, there's a plugin for F4SE called Baka Scrap Heap, and both of those will allow you to load pretty much infinite city plans. Not crazy. Could your issue with the slog being locked be that after you join the railroad, the game earmarks a settlement or two to become a safe house, and you need to do the mission to set them up? Maybe. It might reserve them. Somebody else had another theory last time when I was trying to get it working, and I don't remember what their theory was. But hopefully we'll get the slog unlocked at some point. I mean, it's not as important now because, like, now that I finished the Chapter 2 story, I'm kind of be focusing on wrapping up. Where it'll be beneficial is if I can get some surplus food. What I'm really hoping happens is in the next episode or two that I pop off all the unlocks for the high-tech stuff, and then that'll solve all my problems. I'll be able to just produce crazy amounts of resources and start showing you guys the missions, and then that stuff kind of like snowballs, because then once you can use the ASAM missionary mission and the I don't remember what the engineering one is called, but you start rolling those missions out, then you just kind of like, you get to infinite resource territory really quick, which is what I'm hoping for, so that I can then basically build everything and build out all of HQ in like a single setting. No-scope 1080. It's currently not possible to run caravan stations at non-vanilla settlements. Is it possible through modding to make some kind of patch for them? I am not aware of such a limitation. Has anybody else seen that? Like I mean, if they're outside of the Commonwealth, then yes, that would be the case. They would only connect to each other unless if you go to HQ and research, I think it's long-range caravans or caravan expeditions, then it allows the caravan services to connect between different mod-added world spaces, or at least it should. I assume that's what you're talking about. You're talking about like you can't connect by default. You can't connect like Sunshine to Nuka World. That should change as soon as you get the HQ thing unlocked. The caravan. I'm pretty sure it's Caravan Expeditions is what it's called. It's in the logistics department. You do the research there, and that will allow those to connect inner world space. Super Shiny Darkness. How bad evil can a player be in SS2? And Conqueror being carried over, is it better to play SS1 version now? You cannot. We don't really have many choices where you get to be evil in SS2. We are going to add some options in Chapter 3. You'll see how those will play out, where players can make some sketchy decisions and whatnot, and like that will happen, but nothing like in Conqueror. Like Conqueror, its Raider thing was like, it was meant to be like, we leaned all the way in. I mean, like our trailer was just like shooting Marcy, and there we did this little mini video we teased on Patreon where you like walked up and executed Preston. Like it was just like we were just like leaning like way the opposite direction, like going hardcore Raider. We're not doing anything like that for Chapter 3. The plan is for Conqueror is like, we would love to one day finish it, but it's like a priority is all in on, let's just finish Jake's story, make sure we don't have two dangling stories out there. And then, you know, if we can arrange to get the gang back together, then, and like, it's mostly about pulling the voice actors back together, because we can't, like, we don't have that much story left to go in Conqueror. We had like 6 quests maybe left on the end that we didn't get to finish. So we don't have a lot of implementation work left to do. I mean, I don't think we'll ever go back to SS1 and finish it. What we would, if we finish Conqueror, what would end up happening is we would recreate it as a mod for SS2, but with a finished story. And we would go, if we do it, we'd go back and like polish up a lot of stuff. Like there's a lot of jankiness in Conqueror because I didn't know how to do certain things. Like a lot of scenes that could break easily in settlements and stuff that I know how to fix now. And, or I have workarounds for. So there's a lot of stuff we would go and patch up. So that would be the hope. But for now, if you want to play the Conqueror story of what's there of it, which is, you know, it's about 3/4 of our total story we had planned, you'd want to go play SS1 to do that, because it'll be a long time and there's a chance we never get to port the Conqueror story. Like I would love to. I love that story. I think it's a lot of fun. And it's a nice change of pace, but it's not on our priority list right now. Rec Ad Slee. Say I link a provisioner from a non-SS1 settlement to an SS settlement. What would happen? Would the workbench loot link up with SS, or would I need to make a caravan station? So the workshop stuff will still work. So like your connection and being able to build in workshop mode, and your food and water would still share. But the virtual resources, like the stuff that shows up on the right-hand panel on the HUD for SS2, that does not share unless you have caravan services. You gotta have the plot to do that. But you could still share your junk just like you can in the vanilla game. It would even share, I'm trying to think. So like, cause like what we do on it, we have 2 connections under the hood. Like whenever we connect with caravan services, we also do the vanilla connection so that you can still do the junk sharing. But we have an additional connection that the base game's connection doesn't, that we use for resource sharing. Jetstream Sam, so interesting question for Chapter 3. Will the Gunners be making a return, or are they gone for good? Zeldron making a return. Is there a new enemy to the story? So you must have missed, I just did about half an hour ago, I played through the ending to Chapter 2, and the Gunners are absolutely making a return. We know from Nuka World that the Gunners are a much bigger organization than just existing in the Commonwealth. And so they have a much bigger story to tell than just you know, the little bit. I think Bethesda's setting them up to be kind of like, not necessarily like a big baddie, but just like somebody they can go back to, like another group, you know, like the Brotherhood or Enclave, where they can keep building them up over time. Which I like. I appreciate that they're not going to just, because then, you know, people who really like them, or maybe they'll add a, maybe in Fallout 5 we'll get a much bigger gunner presence somewhere, a bigger story, and then that will add some context back to Fallout 4. Like, that could be cool. So I appreciate that they did that, and we're kind of leaning into it, letting them be our big villain for all of SS2. And one of the nice things about that is because Bethesda did so little with them, that, but there is enough, you know, there's enough tidbits of lore, and we know about their organization and stuff, that we're able to use them fully and not have to worry about running into limitations on voice file availability, and we don't have to worry about currently stepping on the toes of Bethesda's story. Like originally, before we got into the Gunners, we were kind of doing this story that was like a little bit with all of the vanilla factions, but then we had to we ran into the same problem that Bethesda did, is they had to write a bunch of different conclusions, and they ended up being kind of all samey. And by going with another faction outside, we don't have to do that. We just, like, you know, those are just the villain. There's not, you know, there's not a player choice in the matter of, you know, is it the Institute, Brotherhood, or Railroad? But instead we get to build on, like, you know, allowing you to work with those factions. So, like, there will be more, there's some more stuff tying in with the vanilla factions that, you know, we lightly touched on it in Chapter 2, and I think there'll be a bigger payoff in Chapter 3 from that regard. As far as Algernon, I'm fairly certain he's making a return, but I can't really comment on that because I don't want to give away story stuff. And but I think most of the characters that you've met, if you haven't murdered them, or if they didn't die, like, rest in peace, Paul, they'll probably be making some form of return. There's a couple of exceptions where we didn't get the voice actor on board. You know, we didn't, like, so when we were still doing stuff, especially in Chapter 1, there's a lot of, like, some of the independent settlers where we didn't know we were going to want them back later, and so we didn't arrange it up front, and so they, you know, the people just aren't, either they're not voice acting anymore, or they don't have the time because they're doing it pro now, or whatever the reasons. So there's some characters we can't really bring back, but most of our core story cast, like, we were up, you know, we made sure that they were down for a long-term involvement so that we could keep these, like, for example, like Tom, like, we told him this is going to be a, like, years-long project, like, we're going to need you to keep coming back and do these big sessions every once in a while, and he was all gung-ho for it, thank God, because he's fantastic, and without Jake we definitely couldn't do this. What is that? Yeah. Is there a maximum number of custom city plans that can be used in one save file? Love the mod, by the way. Thank you. No, there are no limit to the city plans that you can use on your cities, except that if you have too many different ones installed, you might run into the script data limit. On PC, it's no big deal. You just uninstall a few mods. On Xbox, it sucks if it happens to you. So if you're on Xbox, be careful with how many city plans you're installing. I would honestly limit yourself to maybe like one per settlement, and no more than that, just to not risk it. On PC, you know, just go until you can't load your save anymore, and then uninstall a couple. Kilo, are there any future plans to release an add-on plot pack release similar to what was done for SS1? I think there were 2 big plot packs released for that. Yeah, the mega packs. I think we actually did 3, and I don't think we're going to do that again, but we do have a bunch of building plans from those packs that either I made or people donated to me to include in those that have never been re-released. And XV Versus was actually at some point said he was going to try and port those forward for me, and I don't know if I think he must have. He's been doing so many other things lately, especially with like forum moderation and getting involved in different communities. So I don't know if he's had time to do that. But I would love to bring those forward at least. Either we stick them in SS2 Extended or make a little mini pack of those. But I don't think we're going to do the mega pack again, just because it ended up being kind of hard to maintain, and there was just a lot of logistical issues with it. So yeah, I don't know that we're going to do those. And then I think that, like, because like one of the big benefits to releasing those was to get Xbox players access to a bunch of plans, but now they don't even have room for them. So there's not a huge benefit to it. I think the other thing that kind of swayed me from not bothering was that we've got things like the Nexus Mod Collections and Wabbajack, where it's so much easier to just get a whole bunch of stuff. I do anticipate, before I finish with SS2, at some point is releasing like an official team collection, like a Nexus mod collection, and maybe a Wabbajack list I've been leery about doing because they want you to offer Discord support, which I just don't have time for, and I know nobody on the team does as well to do that on the regular. So it's been like, I don't want to get caught up in that. Otherwise, I love Wabbajack, but maybe they've dropped that requirement since. But I think that's one of their requirements, to be listed as one of their like official lists on their main screen. But there's less of a requirement of that on Nexus collections. And now that Helgari is working for them, I think you'll start to see collections become a pretty legit mod pack thing. And so I would love to release a mod pack, and that will be kind of the replacement of mega packs of, you know, here's the SS2 collection of all the add-on packs that, you know, like we vetted and we know that were done correctly and have most of their bugs worked out as a group collection. That's probably the closest we'll get to a mega pack. Let's see. Robert Holt, sorry to have to admit this, I'm lost in the HQ. I did find a floor map about the HQ on the SS2 wiki. I will use that to move around and not be lost. Thanks for answering questions. Yeah, I think everybody gets that feeling. Even it took me a long time to learn my way around HQ when I was designing out the structure of it, as far as like how it was going to work on the technical level. And eventually it started to click when I got used to the landmarks of, you know, using like the skylights to guide myself and the you know, different elements of it. I still get lost on the middle floor because it's, you know, like it's like an amalgamation of a couple of different sections of the main floor. We kind of like cloned the cell because we wanted to make it still feel like it's the same building, and it also saved a lot of development time, and it let us reuse room designs. So then when our designers were creating, you know, living quarters and stuff, that you could put them in some of those other rooms. So it was, but that means it feels very samey, and it's hard to remember how that place is laid out on the office level. The other place you can get a map, it's a little less useful because of the way the UI spins all the time, but we did build like a map. You can do view HQ layout, and it's it kind of give you your bearings, but it's not as perfect. Like the inspiration for that was the original 3D Metroid game on N64, and I wanted a map like that, but because we don't have the "You Are Here" icon, and because it spins all the time, it doesn't work quite as well as I hoped. It looks cool, but it's not as useful as I had hoped. We've been talking, and like another thing you can do in HQ is if you do that view HQ layout thing, and it brings up like all the different little icons for the maps. If you select one of them, it actually puts a marker on that in your on your screen, like a quest marker, so you can go track it down if you're trying to find a specific room. Nick Carter, are many recruitable NPCs affected by that bug you fixed with the Ron? There's just a handful of NPCs that like require specific settlements or require specific things in settlements, and they can show up on the list if they're available, but you don't have the appropriate settlement for them to live in. Like Ed Rock is one. I believe April Lee is another one that's April Lee, and I think April Lee is connected to the castle. I'm trying to remember the other characters. We're still missing 4 or 5 NPCs, maybe more. Rick Adsley, I wonder if we will meet to hear from the employers of the Gunners in Chapter 3. I actually don't know how that's all. I don't know exactly how that's all going to play out yet, so I don't even know to spoil it for you. Donnie Dane, Paul should be a Force Ghost. We'll just totally jump the shark in the final battle of Chapter 3 and have a bunch of ghosts of player past appear. It'll be like the spouse and old Paul will appear and help the player. Keldane, are there any unmarked locations that you would love to build up as a settlement? The location that I want to build up as a settlement, like we can't do from a technical perspective, from a technical reason, but I think this would make an incredible mod if somebody could figure out a way to do it in a way that doesn't cause problems. I would love to see it. I think rebuilding Quincy should have been a thing. Should have been like, not only do you get to turn it into a settlement, but you get to like fix the terrain, fix all the broken pieces and stuff there. But unfortunately, like doing that and having dynamically regenerated LOD and stuff just isn't possible in this engine, which is such a bummer. That would be the one. Oh, we got another spam bot. Bye-bye. But yeah, I think the big one for me is I think like Quincy, with how they build it up in the minute, like that to me, like they've kind of got the castle as like the final thing. You've got the old Guns quest and the Taking Independence, like, to me, rebuilding the Minutemen and then taking back Quincy would have been the final, like, that would have been the full character arc for that faction, and I wish they would have done that. Yeah, plot twist. Eric Sisson says Paul is the gunner leader. Paul was never actually dead. He tricked you all along. There's a lot of, like, I think that, like, the typical Fallout ending is, yeah, the employer needs to be a computer, right? Like, that's got to be, if we want it to feel like a real Fallout 4 game, it has to be a computer. I am gonna go. I want to run over to HQ. I'm gonna show you guys the map thing. I have an idea for how to improve the map thing, and it's just been like, I think I talked about this before, and I just haven't. It's just been one of those things where I've got so many other fish to fry that something like this hasn't made it onto my docket yet. It's on my, like, wish list of features. But to help people learn to get around, I've got an idea. I'll show you guys what I have in mind. We have been adding support for things in Project Mojave and what's the other one that same squad did, Point Lookout. We do have, like, built-in support for, like, their maps work automatically, which are with our virtual map system. And I'm happy if anybody has any other, if anybody out there knows of or has another world space mod that has settlements, it's pretty darn easy for us to add support to the virtual system for those. Like, and we can bake it right in too. It doesn't require dependency as long as those people set up their.
The HQ has a certain splendor about it.
As long as they set up their mod correctly, like as long as they set up their world space with a proper map and it's set up, they did all the steps to set it up, we can rig it into our virtual system. Okay, so here's what I was going to try and show you, and I got distracted by the PA. So in here, if you go to HQ view layout, and you choose your floor, what I want to happen, so here's my, when it comes up, it takes a minute, the my Metroid inspiration, if anybody remembers playing that, and it's probably in some of the more modern Metroid, I just haven't played them, so I don't remember, I don't know. But once this interface comes up, okay, so one of the things that I thought would end up really cool that worked out is that we were able to rename them. So at first, if you come in here, if you open this up before you even do any of the tutorial, all of these will just be named, like, based on their location. It'll be like Southwest Office or Upper East Office or whatnot. And once you assign them a room config, after you clean them, then they get changed to the name of the thing. So if you're looking for a particular place, you can find it pretty easily. And so the goal here was to make it so that, or my idea to improve this is, right now you could, if I grab any one of these, if I grab this library here and I'm like, well, I'm not sure where that is. Sure, you're showing me on this 3D map, but I don't have this 3D map generally, and I don't see where I am in relation to that. So it's not as helpful as it could be. And I have no solution for that problem. That would require like advanced access to HUD stuff that we just don't have in this game engine. So like this is like our hacked attempt to get close to that. But what I would like to do is make it so that, so right now you can trade one room and it'll get thing. What I would like to do is have it so you could grab a whole bunch of these and exit out and have them all add as map markers. So now we should get a map marker in a second. I don't know if it does all of them. I think it just does one right now. Yeah, so it just does one. What I want to have happen is for it to grab all of them that you selected, mark them, and then as you get to the room, so like if we go up to this room, what I'm thinking would be a really good quality of life change here would be like, okay, now we know where this room is, would be to have it, when you activate this, have it automatically clear that marker. So like now we found that room, we know what we're looking at, so we can kind of learn our way around that way, like one, group of rooms at a time, be like, I want to figure out how this place is set up. And instead right now, like if you want to clear that marker, you got to either, one thing you can do is just come in here and turn off the thing. That's probably the easiest way. What most of you probably do is just turn off the HQ management. Or you can come in here, do the layout again, which takes, forever, and then just take cancel and don't select any, and that'll clear it off as well. But I would love to have it so that you could select a bunch,
You
and
point,
just go
and I'll
activate the
shoot.
sensor and have it go away. I'm trying to remember the game. I think Zelda does it. I think Breath of the Wild does it. And there's another game that has a similar where you
Regarding
mark
the upper balcony railings,
stuff on the map, and then
Please
as you
refrain
get close
from
to
leaning
it,
on them
it
in
automatically
their
clears the
current
marker. I really like that feature. I think that's a really smart idea, and I think we should have the same type of thing. But I think I want it to be when you activate this, because then you get the natural, you know, like view details. Oh, that's the one I was at, right? Because like it's not clear which one you're running up to from here, because the 3D interface doesn't show the name of the objective over in front of it. I thought I fixed this roof here. Did I never fix that? No, where's repair? Office level, repair roof dome. Nope, I guess I never did. Well, I just will right now, even though this isn't the save we're keeping. Nick Carter, which game do you like better, Fallout 1 or 2? 2, hands down. And mostly just, I'm sure like 1 is a totally great game and maybe it's better than 2 and I just don't remember that. But for me, Fallout 1, because of that timer, I remember my first save ever going through it, I never got to finish the game because the travel time to get to the final area, by the time I would get there, the timer would run and I would lose. And I could never forgive the game for that. Oh, this looks odd. It feels like the glass is just missing. I wonder if that's, if we did something wrong with the material. Anyway, it still looks nicer. But yeah, 2 because of that alone was awesome. But then it was a much more involved game, longer game, and they, improved the experience overall. But yeah, Fallout 2 for sure. I haven't been able to go back and play those though. Like I own several copies because Bethesda likes to just give them away. Apparently, like I think I got a free copy with I don't know if it was Fallout 4, like a gift box thing, or like 76, somewhere I got it for free from that. And then I ended up with a copy. There was this prop nuclear missile you could buy, like a Fat Man nuke, and it came with a copy of all the old games in it. So I have several copies, but I tried to play it and the gameplay doesn't work for me anymore. I just don't have the patience for the turn-based. It's too slow, even though I have such great memories of it. Kilo, where do you get a fire extinguisher without fires? My HQ is burning down. There should be one in the Comrade room. It's supposed to, the first time you get the fire, it's supposed to put an objective on there, but I think the only way it gets the objective is if you go to your department desk and you go to help department and you choose track disaster and you don't have a fire extinguisher. I think the first thing it tracks is a fire extinguisher, but there's one right here. Technology unlocked, working fire extinguisher. And then we can equip this. I'm surprised I haven't had this happen yet. And then we can help put out fires.
Hey,
Better to save our
firing
ammo,
before
don't
you
you think?
shoot something you'll regret. Play your cards right, and we stand to make a whole lot of money. Huh?
Yeah, I'm actually bummed we haven't had any fires because it's really fun to watch the NPCs fight the fires. Speaking of the fires, Prof finally figured out why the fires sometimes will never go out, and we should have that fixed for next patch. I haven't tested the fix yet, but he has, and so we should have a fix for that. I thought I had fixed it in a previous patch, but he found another situation where the fires will just refuse to go out, and you'll find like a bunch of settlers surrounding it trying to put it out nonstop. It's pretty kind of funny, pretty amusing bug. Sinister 1. For the other world spaces, I use a few of Elha's Orcas like Frozen Valley, the Farmlands, and Marshland. Yeah, if he's got proper maps set up for them, we can add them into this system. So like when you click on, if you come over to here and you click on this change location, right now you'll get access to Nuka World, Far Harbor by default, and we also have built-in support for Project Mojave and Point Lookout. Oh, this is odd. But the sky is supposed to be like an all black thing. What's going on here? I must have accidentally screwed that up at some point. Put that on my list to fix. VR has clouds. Oh, I wonder if it's because I have the weather forced. Because I'm playing on timescale 0.1. I bet that caused some real weird issues here. Let's try that. Let's turn off. Set time scale to 20. Let's exit. What do you think about that? Don't play with low time scale. Bad things can happen.
No, see.
Thanks, Mom. So I think that one of the features I'm looking forward the most to in... Hey, I fixed the T-posing. Right.
The admin team would like everyone to know that.
One of the features I'm looking most forward to in Chapter 3 is one of those ones that I could see getting delayed to post-launch because it's not necessary, but I think it is going to add a lot of depth, is we want to have it so that all of the, at least with the major characters, like our department heads and, like, you know, the characters that are adjacent to them, like Mala and stuff, is to have random event conversations between them. Where, you know, you've seen it with the Conquered 5, where you'll have like Sturgis and Mama Murphy just have a conversation about stuff. We have a bunch of it. We have like this big relationship tree built out in our documents about like who's friendly to who and who's angry with who and who doesn't, you know, who's irritated with who or who's attracted to who. All these different like inter-character relationships. This is this massive chart. And the hope is that we get just tons of these event conversations stuck in, so that as you're wandering around HQ, you see these characters interacting with each other. Because to me, that's one of my favorite parts. That really makes things feel more alive than what we call the idle lines. Like, you know, the settlers saying, "I can't remember the last time I cleaned fingernails." Like, that's fun and all, but what's more interesting to me is having two settlers talk to each other. That feels like it's real. That doesn't feel like it's just a show put on for me. And so, like, we're hoping to have that in HQ. But again, I could see it being one of those features that we have on paper planned, but ends up being, you know, it's not important to get the main quest shipped out, so it ends up being pushed back. But like, I know we have a bunch of those rigged up for the Nightingales, and it's actually on my to-do list to try and come up with a solution for. And actually, the problem with it is, and they were meant to play at the hospital after you have the Nightingales set up. Oh, look at this! Look at this crowd of people trying to go down to the middle floor, probably to go to bed. So we've got a bunch of set up for the Nightingales, but the issue is that the Nightingales, their AI packages, have them all working in their own little sectors in that giant hospital, so they never cross paths and they can never fire the events. So I got to come up with a solution for that. But with HQ, we just let everybody kind of roam. You know, we give them like preferred areas based on their departments. So like, you know, you're going to find Cassandra here more often because the science department has its primary focus here, or presence here, and then Aiden will most likely stay over here because this is where security is, but they're still free to wander a bit, and so they'll cross paths, and so those events can trigger once we get them set up. And okay, too, if you have time to watch this, Noxborn has done playthroughs of both Fallout 1 and 2. I remember I have used his stuff to do some research, like especially when we were discussing what we could do with the gunners. We used a lot of his videos to, like, he did a big in-depth video with the gunners where we picked up some tidbits of like where to look for more lore so that we could... Oh, here we go. Now this looks correct. This guy looks correct. But yeah, we used his lore video on the gunners to make sure that we weren't missing any little tidbits we could build on, and we also wanted to make sure our stuff remains lore friendly. So this is another, I think I've talked about this before. This is a cell where we have a bunch of stuff rigged up that I just need to like code out a solution for. But we wanted this place to expand and have like little memories from the player all over. So like as you complete different quests and do different things, that there'd be elements of that out in the ether. And we have a bunch of them rigged up, but I haven't figured out how to like set up their appearance conditions. And then it's just become a low priority because we have so many other things we're working on that's just one of those little polish level things. That's one of the reasons that I'm like, in my head, I'm always saying like, even after we release Chapter 3, I'm going to be working on this mod for another year or two after that, just to like get all that stuff in and fix bugs and kind of get this thing like polished to a shine and make sure we don't have content that people poured their hearts into rotting. Like that always bugs me that we've had people work on stuff over the years that's gone unused. Like there's a bunch of cells that Business Vulture, who does a lot of our level design for our custom cells, that he made for our original story before we pivoted to the Gunner story. And it's like we've been trying to think of ways to use those because it's like, man, we don't want to waste all that effort he put in because some of those are gorgeous cells. Danny Dane, they gave out FO1 with FO4 and FO2 with 76, as well as the free ones in the Fat Man and several other giveaways. I'm pretty sure I have like 8 free copies of FO1, yeah. I concur. I think I do as well. And I think I have them on multiple platforms too. Like I've got them on, I think I've got them on GOG and on Steam now. Yeah, Kilo is because I forced the weather. So that was, as soon as I turned off the time scale fixed it, which is good. So I can cross that off my list. I don't have to go research that. Was a little nervous there. The cloud VR room. I mean, it would be easy to make a mod to change that. There's just like a little. There's like a thing you can set up, like a weather. I don't remember what it's called in the CK, but it would be pretty easy for somebody to make a mod to permanently change the background from this hazy black to something else. And actually, I don't even think this is a hazy black. I think all we did was we used the memory sequence thing, but we got rid of all those little module things in the sky, the little brain modules, because we didn't, you know, this isn't quite that. This is small. This is closer to the VR simulation of Far Harbor, but I thought the Far Harbor VR thing looked a little too hokey. Like we wanted something a little more subtle with the boxes, so that's why we had them kind of fade away. And I felt like the one in Far Harbor was kind of too on the nose. It felt too much like Tron, and maybe that's what they were going for. But so we tried to find like what something that's kind of a meet in the middle, like partly the memory sequences and partly the VR. Sinister 1, which is the next patch topic you're planning on tackling, like the reports? I think this patch is just going to be like reports 2.0. I have 2 or 3 other reports in mind that I didn't have time to do last time because turns out those reports are very time consuming to build. And then I think after the reports, it's going to depend on availability of team and like where we're at with chapter 3 stuff, because I would like, based on the voting, people would like me to smooth out chapter 1, but the only way we can really do that is with having a few new voice lines recorded. And so like Sir Rick and I already had a brief discussion about kind of some of the things we want to tackle and like how we might go about that. And I don't know if the timing is going to work out for that to be the next thing I approach. So let me go back to that. So I think the other things on it were smooth out the disease system. That one I could definitely do. Although even that, I started when I was talking out that with Sir Rick, we talked about that, how that might work well. Again, as part of smoothing out chapter 1, those two could kind of be done in tandem, because there's some things I could imagine with the disease system to smooth it out, where we put tie some stuff into the chapter 1 story content to smooth some of that out, because that would, like, part of the problem with it is with the disease stuff is that you have to basically make it all the way through chapter 2 before you get full access to all of the mechanics you need for the disease system. And so that's, I think, one of the stumbling blocks for folks. Is we need to smooth that path out in the same way that we need to smooth out the unlocking of plot types, so that it's not you're locked out from them until almost the end of chapter 1. So like both of those need some story beats earlier to get that stuff in your hands. What was the other one? It was reports, it was disease, it was smooth out chapter 1. There were 2 other things I had on that list that I wanted to approach, and I also had some other stuff that didn't make that list that I also have on my list, which I might have some of that stuff written down in front of me, because I always keep a couple of note cards with just general ideas of stuff I've been excited about. Oh, the HQ department head traits was another one I had on my list. I don't think that ended up on the on the list of potentials on that poll I did. Let me see, community, where's that poll? Unlock system. So unlock system could happen. That one's pretty straightforward. It was basically like, I want to do similar to how we have the history view of your, what do you call them? The tutorial messages, where you can go in here and hit tutorial, tutorial message history. I want to do something like that with unlocks, so that you could suppress all the unlocks, because I know for some people they'll happen like in inopportune moments, like in the middle of a conversation or in the middle of combat. So if we were able to have some sort of history, we could allow players to suppress those unlock messages and then come back and see which ones they triggered. And then the other benefit to that would we be able to put in more information. So it'd be, not only here's the unlock so you can see what it was, but also we could detail out what triggered it. So like that would be an idea, one, quality of life. And we might be able to expand it too, of being like, put in-game explanations of like how different characters unlocked and things like that. Like we could really get in detail on that to let, like, I think we're never going to get past a world where, if you want full access to all the information, for any game, there's always going to be some going outside of the game to look, right? It's very rare that you find a game that has every little tiny detail about it documented within the game. So like I'm not opposed to people having to go to a wiki or something like that, especially, you know, everybody's got a phone sitting on their lap while they're playing, and I think our wiki's pretty friendly to that. But the more information we can get, especially about game mechanics in the game, I like. So let's see, and then the other one was, a quest skip system for the side quests. I know a lot of people get randomly stuck on some of the side quests, so skipping those. But there's those are the 5 things on there, but then the other ones that I didn't get on the list were the HQ department head traits. And in addition to that, I wanted to do a leader trait expansion, because there's a bunch of stubs of code I have where it says like, to do, allow leader traits to modify this, and it's tons of stuff. I mean, there's probably like 30 different elements of Sim Settlements gameplay where we could hook in and allow traits to mess with them. So that's another thing. Another one that's on my list of hopefuls to do, maybe before Chapter 3, is the science department. The HQ science department is missing a major feature because I didn't have a way to, I didn't have an interface for something. And I do now. So I'm trying to think if I can talk about this without, I think I can talk about this. So one of the things the science department was going to do, yeah, I can talk about this without causing any problem, without detailing any story stuff. One of the things the science department's been meant to do is they were supposed to have outgoing missions too. So right now you have missions for security team can go secure a settlement that isn't cleared of enemies. So like you can send them to Murkwater and they'll go fight the Mirelurk Queen. It's awesome. I highly recommend everybody do that. You can send the engineering team to go and upgrade a city plan. And you can send the logistics team to establish a city plan in a settlement that you haven't done anything with yet. And the science department, theirs was going to be, you could send them out to a non-settlement location to gather information, and then like that would be used as a sort of currency to trigger more science projects. And so like I lacked the method for selecting locations. Like I didn't have a means to do it. So like in the base game, you can pop open your map and select a location for fast travel, and then the Vertibird system has a special means of doing that, but that is hard-coded into the engine. Well, we don't have any access to that. And so we were working on a new map. Like it was not like the map, not this map, but we were trying to add a new HUD map, like a map that could pop up on the HUD, similar to how we have the, you know, the meters on the left and the resources on the right. We wanted a new pop-up thing on the HUD where we could show you a map with whatever information we wanted. And I thought that was going to be my avenue. And it ended up, that's not going to solve the problem either, because we don't have the ability to interact with that map like you do with the Pip-Boy. And so I came up with another solution involving a really complex system of moving parts. I got it all working, and I have like an interface where you can select locations. Now, it gets pretty messy if we let you select any location in the Commonwealth, so like that problem I still have to solve. But I've got the first half of it solved, of like the possibility of selecting from a list of locations. I have that solved now. So that would open up the door for the science team to do those projects. And then of course we would have, but that's a big project, because not only would we have to get that interface all up and running and figure out how to prevent the player from having to choose from, because I think there are like 250 location records just in the Commonwealth. So like having the player have to choose from all those, that's messy. So we would need like some sort of breakdown, like figure out how to break it by region or something, so the player could, do it gradually, get to where they want. And then even that could be messy, because not everyone's going to know all the regions. So I don't know how we're going to solve that. That's a logistical issue. But the other half of that is then building out the projects that the research that the science team can do from having, gathering that information. And one of those ideas for what they would be unlocking would be stuff to improve your settlements. Like imagine you could do research projects for science to improve agricultural, and it would like improve the output by a certain percentage in all your plots, or for basically every plot class has the potential for that, of being like the science department could research some improvement to it. So like that was like a really deep source of new gameplay options and stuff, so that people who want to focus on different things can. Like I always loved the idea with HQ of being able to take any department, and if you the end goal of it is any department in HQ, if you hyper focus on them, you'll get some really cool stuff, and you could probably be able to skimp on some of the other departments if that's what you want to do. Like another example of how we're going to pull that off is One of the things for the security department we're going to add, and I should have done this for the 2.0 launch, but it was just like we had so much stuff already and it needed to be tested, and I wanted to not release with bugs, so we spent way more time iterating on bug fixing. Is a security mission to just escort the logistics team, and that was going to increase the max scrap logistics. So basically it would be like you can increase scrap logistics by either establishing more supply agreements or increasing your security, the size of your security team, so that you're like multiple paths to get to the same thing. And so like the science department focusing on that would allow you to, instead of having to build up boatloads of settlements, you could instead focus down these projects and make your existing settlements more efficient, so you could keep a smaller thing. So it would be multiple paths to get to the same destination of excessive resources, like getting super rich. So that is another project on my hopeful list for like, it's going to depend, like a lot of this will, which of these projects get done before chapter 3 and no chapter is just going to depend on the state of chapter 3. Like I commit a certain amount of hours every week to patching, and whatever I can get done in that, I can get done in that. And then the patches will eventually dry up when we get to the home stretch for chapter 3. Like once we're down to like, okay, we've got about 2 months of work left, then I'll probably just like, you guys just won't hear from me other than Let's Plays for a couple of months while I just buckle down and, you know, take all those hours I was using for patching and instead using them to finish up and polish up chapter 3 stuff. And now I just lost my, nope. Where did I lost my YouTube window. Where did you go? Here it is. Okay, here we go. So I just lost all my chat. Oh, and all I missed were some robots. Hide user own channel. Okay, it looks like my last question bored you all to tears and you all fell asleep on me. So no, I didn't miss any questions. That's awesome. Well, I guess this is a good time to end the stream then. It's 12:15. Good time for me to get some shut-eye. So thank you all for joining me. It was fun to show you guys the finale to chapter 2. Hopefully it didn't spoil it for anybody who hadn't made it through themselves. Next week we will still keep going on this. I'll probably go look up how to unlock the rest of the characters. I want to build out the rest of HQ. I want to at least get enough food and water in place to where I can show you guys how the missions work, because it's just fun to have, like the thing I said about Murkwater. Let's take the security team and watch them murder a Mirelurk Queen. That'll be fun. Just showing off now at this point some of the features that you guys can find if you dig in. Oh, and I should show you the distillery now, because Tom Sanford is in. I should build up the distillery and do that quest. That's an old quest from SS1 that was one of the few quests that got ported forward. So we've got a lot of stuff to show you guys still. And then after that, once I feel like I've shown, like I'm like where we'll get it to a point where there's only kind of the hard stuff to get. Like if it gets to a point where it's like, okay, these 2 settlers are going to require, you know, 3 more sessions of playthrough to get to, then I might just leave them and like, okay, we'll try and make them show up in my next playthrough. So like that might be a path. Another path I could do is I could just force them. I have console commands to access a lot of this stuff. So if it gets down to a point where I'm just trying to show you guys the last of the stuff, so you have a chance to experience it all secondhand, maybe learn some stuff about where it is, we can do that with this playthrough. And then the future playthroughs, I want to do an easy mode one and a real hardcore mode one, so that you guys can kind of see the 3 extremes of playing SS2. Like I want 0 involvement. I want everything to happen automatically. I want to get real deep in the numbers, and then we've been playing the middle ground of like, this is like kind of the quintessential. This is the experience that I anticipate most of you will do, is what I've been playing. Like keep the, you know, none of the mechanics are too extreme. As long as you spend your time balanced between working on settlements and doing story, you will, you know, you should have an easy time getting through most of it. But I want to show people the other 2 parts, because I think for folks who are interested in the story elements of this, but not necessarily the mechanics, the easy mode would appeal to them greatly. And then some folks, I know some of you guys are gluttons for punishment. You just want as much depth as possible, and some of you probably think that I haven't added enough yet. So I'll show off that stuff too. Also, and the more important reason for going through and doing that playthrough is I think I'll find a lot of balance issues. I think there's some stuff that makes sense on paper and on spreadsheets, but then feels real bad in game in the hardcore mode. So I'd like to find those pain points and hopefully smooth them out. But all right, guys, I am headed to bed. I will catch you next week.